I think it was the sunglasses. I think that was it. Welcome to part 2 of the DFC stream for DFC 100, returning it back to the channel where it all began. Thank you guys. Sorry about the technical difficulties there. I have no idea what happened. That shit was just insane. Everything crashed out. The only things that would actually work was D2R and the streaming software. It was the only thing that was connecting to the internet. Yeah, it was so strange. Very strange, but we are back. Let's pop in. Let's see if we can hop on a call with Barricade. Let's see if it'll work this time. It's looking promising. All right, we're going back in game. We ain't just taking this. Hold up, let me get the overlays set up right. We got a lot of shit, boys. Holy hell. All right, we're looking good. We're looking good. Whew. All right, we just fired it up. See if Barricade jumps in on the call. We'll see what's going on. I doubt he will. He knows he got lucky. It was clearly lag this time, okay? It was clearly lag. Yeah, looks like he's moved on. He's moved on with his life. We were gonna try to get Barricade in case you missed it on the main channel.
Oh, Mr. Cooley!
No.
Now we're in the join the stream channel. Oh yeah, hey, what's up, guys? By the way, let's fucking get it, huh? All right, Barricade back on the call. Yo, Barricade, can you hear me? Yo, yo, yo.
Yeah, I can. How's it going?
Fucking A. You were just trolling me. I was.
Yeah, what's going on, dude? Hey,
bro, we had to restart. We had to go live on the Coooley live channel. I think it was a sign that we just needed to keep the streak going. You know, on the Coooley live
Twitch?
channel where it all started, where it all began.
I'm sorry, are you on YouTube or Twitch? Where you at?
I'm on YouTube on the Coooley live channel.
Coooley live. Let's go there.
Yeah,
okay? I gotta share it for people. Okay, Coooley live.
Yeah, this is where we usually stream these DFC duels right here.
Awesome. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
and look, it was just a sign from the universe that we needed to go back, but it was also something, I just want to point this out, okay? In case you didn't notice it, clearly I was lagging.
Well, the thing that was interesting was that I hit you so hard your internet went out. Do you want to talk about that, or is that weird?
I don't think it was. I think it was you just playing so late, and like you sucked so bad that my computer couldn't load how unfathomably shitty of a PvP player that you really are. Okay, it couldn't even fathom it. It said nobody in their right mind would be making these kind of moves.
How many fingers do you have on your left hand? How many you got?
3.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, I got you 4 wins. How many did you get on me? I know counting's hard for you, but well, I can do 1, 2, 3, and you're out. You know how to do that, right? You've watched.
Yeah, I think it was only 3. Look, I say that obviously the barb can't handle, you know how bad.
I'm gonna have to apologize because I wasn't finished speaking, but the next time you want that smoke, you just let me know. I love the invitational, you know? I mean, you are the DFC champ. I guess the letters A and U are interchangeable there, and it's fine. I'm just happy to be here. I gotta say, I love you for putting it on. I absolutely love Costco samples. Anybody that's free, I'm down, and that's what this event was, and I think you're fantastic for putting it on. It's all fucking love. I'm just kidding. But you know how it goes, right?
No, just kidding, dude. Good duels, man. You played.
It's all good, guys. We choke, guys. Just so really quick, me and him fuck around like this. It's all good. It's all love. I think he's great for putting it on, but you got to be sizzling out there. You did great, dude. You fucked me up with some of those throws, by the way. That was nice,
bro. I was telling the chat on the Coooley main channel. I was like, dude, I was impressed with my gameplay there. Like, with the exception of the last duel. I was like, the last duel, I whirlwinded past a corner and ate 87 fucking hammers. And I was like, this is so bad.
You had the wall, you had the L on wall. There's no way the hammer goes past. Like, you must have had the most disgusting telly because you must have sucked every hammer. Like, I didn't expect you to die, actually. Yeah. When you were playing back, it was so good. I was like, I can't beat that. The whole like open wounds poison was sick. Yeah,
dude, we threw the poison on for the last set of duels there, just because I was like, look, this is me. You know, when you can't win, cheat. I mean, get good, right? Don't get mad, get good is the strategy.
No, you did great. Llama was looking good on those bone spears. Had some really clean shots. That was beautiful. So honestly, man, like I shoot the shit back with you back and forth, but I appreciate the consideration for the event. All you guys that participate, thank you for that. Anybody watching, thank you for that. It's all good. You gotta have some smack talk. It makes it fun to watch. So,
yeah, bro, this was awesome. Barricade is the guy that put on the Hell at the Forge, which him and I see. When you put us both on the same team, nobody can beat us. I just want to remind your viewers, Barricade, this guy, when I wasn't lagging, I was not lagging during that event. You want to know how many times I died in that event? Like how many rounds I died in?
How many?
Well, I'll give you a hint. You can't divide by it. Right? It was fucking 0. When I think I was taking on some of your Canadian ping or something. You know what I mean? I was not lagging for the first time in my life. I was not lagging.
Yeah, wild and free, right? Feels nice.
But this time, obviously, the internet was out. Like, you know, it's hard to play on a bar with no internet. You know, it's. But next time,
I'll tell you what.
Yeah, next time.
I think you got a bunch more of this event to run, and I'm happy to see it. There's always PoE if this game doesn't work out for you, and I can't wait to see you shit on people.
Yeah. I also heard the PAL world's pretty good. You know, it's
cool. I haven't played it either, but maybe we could team up and learn how to win or lose that game. Who the fuck knows, right?
Yeah. PAL world is great, man. And PAL world is great. You know, I think
there's always Fortnite, man. There's always Fortnite.
No, that game looks dumb. It's overplayed, overrated. All right, it's all PAL world from here.
I'll leave now. Thank you for everything.
Hey, GG's Barricade.
Yeah, GG's.
Thank you for being a part of DFC 100, man. This is a big special event, not only for me, but for a lot of people who watch DFC every week with us. So we appreciate you being here, dude.
Let that settle in. 100 DFCs. Guys, Coooley's unbelievable for the community. I said it before. Yeah, you're amazing at PvP. You put a lot of stuff together. This is not me blowing smoke up your ass. It's the hard work. I see it. I appreciate it. Never stop. Always continue. Happy to be part of whatever you're doing, man. It's tons of fun. So
appreciate it, man. Thanks again for being here. Big virtual round of applause for this guy, dude. Make sure to follow Barricade. Take care, brother. I'll talk to you soon.
See you. Adios. GG's. Much love.
Make sure to follow that guy. All right. That guy is a savage. On the Twitch, on the YouTube. It's going to be insane. All right, let's pop in, dude. We've got some more duels to check out. And now that, you know, we're not lagging, we have the internet back. We're ready to kick some ass. So let's pop over. We've got some shit. We've got DJ Johnny Dubs getting ready to kick some ass. Let's check this guy out. PAL World PFC Championships. You know what it is, Gabe. You know what it is. These guys getting some team duels going on. What's going on here? We're just popping in. Oh, by the way, just got a message from Dazer. He's going to be ready in like 10 minutes. Him versus Muchez. The big title shot going to be happening in about 10 minutes. This is actually exciting. We should really get that one underway as soon as possible because it's like 4 a.m. his time. So I think whatever we're doing, we'll pop over and check it out because he's playing from EU and that shit is going to be insane. I also see Punch live. Let's pop over to this. Also Duke live. Holy shit. All right, we got some duels lined up, boys. Yeah, dude is really humble, hilarious, great guy. His streams are just ultra entertaining, dude. Like he's the type of guy. There's a reason we raid him at the end of every Twitch stream, right? Like that guy's streams are just next level. Like next level streamer, dude, is so entertaining. The cutscenes that he has are just on point. Dude's insane. Yeah, those, and on the topic of those war strikes connecting and all of this, man, I feel like my throw game was on point. All right, here we go. We actually have another Barb v Din matchup. We're going to see if Punch can get there. Punch has got a very interesting strategy, very interesting setup here. Looks like he's got G-Face on. He might be going for Crush and Blow. This is, we're gonna see a real Barb. This is DFC Season 2 champion making a return here, going up against Boop. Boop, who is his opponent tonight. And he's looking to do just that with that Crush and Blow. Get those nasty hits in there. Get some savage shit going. He's looking to throw down, get some big hits in. Now, the big advantage that he has on this Barb versus, say, the throw Barb that we had going on, right? When he gets into that blind spot, just like that, he can actually zerk his opponent. He can stay in that blind spot and zerk. This is Foozer. I'm pretty sure this is Foozer. That's who his opponent is. If Foozer was supposed to be on a Sin. Oh my god, is this Foozer? Holy shit. All right, this is... If this is Foozer, this is nuts, because Foozer is actually a very good dueler. Nice blind spot zerk there from Punch. Okay, this is insane. He's actually dealing some pretty significant damage here. Now, I say that the Barb cannot win versus the Din, and I'll tell you, there is... Punch is always the exception. Punch is always the exception. Look at that savage win. Okay, that's what I thought. I thought this looked weird. I didn't think this was his opponent right here. Okay, but yeah, like that's... He might just be stunting right here. He might just be being like, look, this is how you take down a Din. He's got his Crush and Blow setup. Perhaps we should have gone with that setup. Crushing Blow over the IAS. Hard to do, though. Yeah, Alan's so good. Alan, a.k.a. Punch here. To Punch. Like I said, Season 2 champion. And I always say he's the exception to this Barbs can't beat Paladins rule because he beat Joby on a VT. Joby was on a VT in the finale of Season 2 of the DFC. Back when we used to do things a lot differently, where we would have brackets that went all season. It was those guys that were just tearing everybody up all season, earned that title shot, and Punch beat him. Punch was on his legendary Barb back in the days of LOD, beat Joby on LOD, Joby on VT. Shit was crazy. Told you, G-Face is best in slot. Dude, I don't know, like, I think in most cases it's not, but you might be right there. You kind of need the IAS in order to just not have ass throw frames, but... in that unwinnable matchup where, like, literally you saw those shots, dude. Those shots were so well placed, so well timed, like, and we just couldn't get there. Like, the damage wasn't there. Like, eventually we got him with a couple of hits of poison because, like, he just, I don't think he was ready for it. I don't think he was used to it. But, like, if he was, and if he, you know, if he was more used to that cleansing, that probably would have been a lot different. Nice blind spot there from Punch. Look at this guy just dancing in hammers like it's nobody's business, man. Like, in and out, barely getting hit by any of them. This guy's Barb game is next level. Yeah, and still technically, like, if this was me on the H-Din, I would feel good about going against Punch. I'd be like, all right, this is good, right? Like, but look at this. Boop is actually playing pretty well here, going for the three-piece combo and everything. He's even got the grief out there for some interesting spice in the duel. So it isn't like he's just latesing around, typical hammered in, not presenting any other threats. He's got the FOH. He's got the three-piece ready. There's a lot of shit. This guy ain't no chump. There it is. Gets there with the FOH PK that time. But you can see, dude, like, Punch just very comfortable in these exchanges. Like, that's insane. Let's cut over to Duke. It looks like he might be ready versus his opponent. This is Elk Brew. Oh, shit, yeah. Yeah, he's got some music going, too. Yeah, he's going against Elk Brew here. This is legit DFC matchup, and this was a fill-in. He's filling in for Doombringer. Elk Brew. This guy, pretty savage druid. All right, pretty savage druid. Doombringer didn't want none of this. He doesn't like the matchup. Can't really blame him. The Cyclone armor is kind of a pain in the ass. But with the stack restrictions on the druid, it might not necessarily be. They can only go to 300 stack, and they can't use any cold absorb. So it's interesting. It's not necessarily as miserable as you might think. It's doable. But regardless, if it's going to be a long duel, I can kind of respect the fact that he's like, all right, let's jam it. I'm not going to do this one. I can kind of respect that. When the barb goes for Zerk, all you do is smite him once and then understomp him and he takes damage. Then you force him to teleport and you FOH telly ham, he's dead. Yeah. Yeah, dude. See, not a lot of people play like that. Like, and that's the thing too. Not a lot of H-Dins know how to break that, like, you know, the outside leap from the barb. They kind of get confused, which is, you know, let's be real. When I have the H-Din in there, I'm basically using the bow. I'm trying to get him to come in. That's how I break it. I try to present him a window of opportunity to come in. Sometimes they punish you. Most of the times they don't, right? But a lot of times if you're just using the FOH, you're just using the hams, that gives the barb the opportunity to get in. But if you're an aggressive player like Toshank, well, let me tell you, like, you could pay for that pretty badly. Yeah, it's Paladin, much like the Barbarian, is a very skill-based class. Very skillful class, man. Like, it makes all the difference how much you've practiced, how many hours you got in, how much you understand the matchups that you're going up against, how you can, you know, balance patience, especially on a Barbarian, how you can balance patience versus aggression. It's very skill-heavy classes, Barb and Paladin. Duke been on both for a very long time. Who won Coooley versus Barricade? Barricade beat me. It was 4-2. I was actually surprised. The whole internet shit out, Primo. Like, literally, there was two things that were active on the internet there. Oh, there it is. Big hits. And down goes Duke. Elk Brew taking the win there. This might be, looks like, possibly second round. Let's pop over to Elk Brew's stream. Check this out on the Druid. Yeah, the whole internet shit out, bro. There was two things that were still connected to the internet. The stream and Diablo 2. Discord wouldn't work, browsers wouldn't work, nothing. And I was just like, all right, man, this is a sign. We got to do this on both channels. DFC 100 on both channels. Yeah, Herd was like, yeah, exactly. The internet shit out. So it was clearly lag. There was nothing we could do. It was clearly lag. Yeah, it was bad lag. It's just how it is sometimes, man. It's just how it is. Keeping a close eye on this Discord here because we might have the championship battle just around the corner. When Dazer pops in, I see Dazer. I see Dazer waiting patiently in the Join the Stream channel, just waiting on Muchez. And then that title fight is just around the corner, and that's going to be insane. It's going to be one of those duels, one of those fights where, man, you've got a dominant champion versus someone who never quite got the title, was always kind of cock-blocked by Elite back in the day, was never able to get that title from him. This could be his shot right here. Really can't wait to see that. All right, looks like these guys might be done. It looks like potentially Elk Brew might have won that one. We might have tuned in right at the last part of that. Looks like Elk Brew got it. Yo, what's up, Pervicious? Cheers to you, Hansy.
I am overburdened.
He Modern Warfare 2 lag switched you? Yeah, that's what it was. He did some crazy shit. I mean, we also had a lot of, like, really taxing thing. Oh, man, did we just get a declone spawn? Oh, shit. We better get this before Barricade does. Hold on. We better get this before Barricade takes it. Hold on. There's going to be a duel going on in the background. We can't have Barricade taking this. We got it. We have to get this Annihilus Charm. All right. Oh, it looks like Punch is going for it too. Need Annie. I've never owned one. Yo, Punch going for it, dude. Punch going for it with his PvP barb. And he gets there. He gets there pretty easily. But what is the charm? All right, here we are, taking out D-Clone. We don't really have any crushing blow or anything. We just have Drax. Oh, yeah, we don't even have the right boots. Hold on. I didn't even get bow up. Hold up. We got to get our boots on. All right, here we go. Barricade's gonna join up for Declone here. Wow. Look at this. Moments ago, we were rivals. And now, we are taking down one of the toughest PVM enemies in the game. Together. And they said that it couldn't happen. Wow. What a hell of a guy. Just full circle. Just full circle, man. This is obviously going to be a 2020-10. Because if it's not, it's going on the ground, guys. This is... Welcome to the channel. This is how we roll. See what Kane's got for us. GG's, Barricade. That was awesome. Full circle team collaboration. 16-17-6. Look. It was more about the collaboration. It was more about coming together from foes to friends. It's all about that story. GG's, Barricade. That was sick. Appreciate the help. I've always wanted to own an Annihilus Charm. We finally got one. It's a good roll. All right, here we go. Big cheers to Barricade, man. That was awesome. Good duels, good guy, good stream. All right, and here we're back to the punch duel here. This is the calm before the storm. That's literally as calm as DFC 100 is getting. Punch just wrecking on a barb. Just showing off those nasty skills. It's about as calm as it gets. Because just around the corner we have one of the most epic title fights in recent DFC history. The return of Dazer. And there it is. Punch gets there again, dude. Just stunting. Man, what a barb player. This guy is just next level. Barely touched there. You know, was easy from Barricade before he leaves. Yeah, GG, Barricade. Big cheers to this guy, man. I'm so happy. I feel so honored to have names like MrLlama pop in. An absolute OG legend of the game pop in for DFC 100. Absolute legends like Barricade. One of the most entertaining Diablo content creators in the world. And by the way, just found this out. One of the top 5 Diablo 4 streamers in the world. All right? This is legit. These are facts. That's huge. That's huge. So big cheers to that guy. I'm so honored to have those guys in for DFC 100. Meant a lot. These guys are amazing. Hi ho from Germany, Coooley. 3 a.m. coffee and watching Coooley noise. Hell yeah, man. By the way, what's up, George? Yo, you about to see a fellow EU challenge for the title, man. It's gonna happen real soon. I'm gonna let him know we're anxiously awaiting. Anxiously awaiting this duel. Yeah, big EU challenger. Dazer is an absolute legend in EU, man. This guy, we were just telling the story, how he was never quite able to get the title back in the day. Back in the days of Vamp the Champ, where what you had was somebody who had the nastiest necro skills ever. And this guy, Dazer, some of the nastiest sin skills ever. And these guys would go back and forth. It seemed like every 2 or 3 weeks you would have Dazer dueling Vamp the Champ. And Vamp the Champ was just always the shit stomper. Was always the one to crush the dream for Dazer. But Dazer comes back, gets a whole nother shot in DFC 100. Comes back out of the woodwork. We ain't seen this guy in probably 50 DFCs now. He's coming back. He's going to take another shot at the title tonight. Could bring it home to the EU.
The order welcomes you.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Absolutely, Toe.
Yes.
We might have to pause, though. We might have to pause if Dazer and Muchez go at it. Because, bro, it's like 4 a.m. for him. So stoked Dazer is going to be live. Glad I didn't miss it. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah. Brody, that was your suggestion, bro. I reached out to him. I actually reached out to a lot of people on those suggestions. I reached out to Vamp the Champ. Vamp the Champ had some he's still playing in that league. So he wasn't able to make it. I guess the grind is real in that game. Wasn't able to make it. But I reached out to him. Who else did I reach out to? I reached out to CJ, didn't hear anything. But yeah, we reached out to some people, but Dazer came back, dude. I didn't think we would get him either, because he said that I guess he was just recovering from he broke his wrist, and like he says, yeah, if by some miracle I'm free by then, you know, I'll do it. And then I got a message from him like a day ago. He's like, yo, I just got my cast off, let's do this. And I'm like, oh man, that's sick. Yeah, so was very happy to see that, dude. Like that was, it's so good to have Dazer back. It's so good to see him again, you know? Like, the guy's a legend. Like, I don't even know who to root for in this match, dude. Like, you want to see Dazer get it, but also Muchez, dominant DFC champion, dude. There's also that. There's so much. There's so much to be said, so much to be had there. Like, both of these guys, very respectable gentlemen, going at it in a gentleman's duel. Like, they're not even cheesing. You would expect, you know, you would expect for a title shot coming up, you would expect some max block poison shit. Nah, this is CC straight hybrid versus straight hybrid. Hybrid Zon versus hybrid Sin, and you're gonna see the best of the best, one of the best Sin players in the world, if not the best, in Dazer, versus the best Zon player in the world. It's gonna be a matchup of the century, dude. Yeah, same here. All right, here we go. Toshank live. Let's kick over to it. Toshank versus Dio. Let's get after it. Let's see how this one's gonna go. Who's your money on? Who's your bets on? Man, oh man. Dio, previous DFC champ. Toshank, previous DFC champ. And Toshank, one of the top. Look, he's just stunting, showing off this gear. Look at this: 222 open socket, 60 life, double jawed helm. He's even got a max block necro helm. Just stunting, showing this stuff off, dude. 230-20, 2 open socket, cannot be frozen. He's got the low rune in there, probably preparing for those sins. Full matching inventory, just a beautiful looking necro. 45 lifers, god damn. He's even got a couple of faster run walk ones in there. Love that wand there. He's got one to blood golem on it, so he doesn't have to spend as much points. That's really good. Insane amulet. That amulet's probably 50k at least. Like, that might be a deal for it. 100% perfect Enigma Wormhide. 100% perfect Spirit. Like, in every way. 112 on the mana, 8 absorb. Yeah, this guy's ready. This guy, I think he sold some of his LLD gear and bought this stuff here. He says, let's go, Dio win. He's getting ready. He's getting fired up. One of the most aggressive players in D2R, period, is Toshank. But certainly one of the most decorated. This guy recently just celebrated winning 100 tournament wins in D2R. That is allegedly a world record, which doesn't surprise me. I say allegedly because I have no real way to verify it. But he has certainly won 100 tournaments. And who else do you know that has the capability to do such a thing? Even Dazer being super decorated. Like, I don't even think he comes close to that. Yeah, rounded out his FPK gear finally, right? By the way, there's Bruno. I'm also looking forward to that matchup here. We've got Bruno versus Montriana tonight. Bruno making a return to the DFC. And this guy, one of the most creative players that we have ever seen in the DFC, going up against one of the most creative barbs we've ever seen. That should be fun. I think these guys are jockeying for potentially their first DFC win. So this is going to be a king style fight right here. Bruno says zero confidence. No, bro, you never know. He says I'm not looking forward to it. I so am. It's going to be one of the most, he says it's going to be a proc din that he's on. He's got some crazy proc shit going on, going up against Montriana's creative barb. We've seen Montriana on dual sword barbs before. This guy just trying out new shit. Saurus set in his mix-ups. This guy always trying the craziest shit. It's going to be so great to see these guys go at it. All right, bro. I don't even think these guys are ready to go. So Punch, I can actually cut over if you guys are ready to go, because I think we're still waiting on Dio. So we can actually cut over to that. We'll cut over to your stream, bro, if you guys are ready to do it. As long as I can actually hit, there might be something. Hell yeah. I only got 36 1v1 wins, but had 6-month break and only joined 1v1 tours. So yeah, okay, Dazer confirming. Still 36 wins is pretty insane. Probably more than 99% of other D2 players out there. Toshank even sent a screenshot of what his D2 JSP about section is, and it's like all of these tournaments that he's won. And it's 100 of them, dude. Like, it's insane. He's got some DFC belt wins in there as well, which of course are the most important wins. The other ones, just trivial. But, you know, still marginally impressive. All right? Whatever events they weren't the DFC. But they were, it's impressive. All right? It's impressive. We got a lot of duels on the cards, but we ain't got a lot of duels going right now. The Fook. We need some action. We need some fighting. Fighting around the world. We need to see some violence. Some blood. Some digital juck fuckery. Hatred aimed at the keyboard. Can duel root whenever he's ready. Oh shit, the fire versus ice. Oh man. Let's go. Yo, Dazer, how close are you guys to starting up? Paulie and I dueling soon. We ready? All right, yo, dude, someone tell Muchez to stream it. We'll pop into that because that's like the big title match that we've been waiting on and hyping up here. Let's jam it. Where's Muchez at? Oh, there it is. All right, yeah, let's cut over to this real quick. Big title fight. Big title fight. This is it. This is the one. This is what we've been waiting on. One of the biggest fights in recent DFC history. Man, this is going to be epic. I can't believe it. It's right here. Dazer making a big comeback. Who's going to win it? Who's your money on? Will Dazer finally get a title in the DFC? Let's find out. And here we go. In this corner, we've got Muchez, one of the most decked out Zons item-wise that you might ever see in your life. On top of that, this guy's skill we've seen go from literally just having a Zon to being the top Zon in the entire world. This guy is a success story, but tonight he's certainly got his work cut out for him. Going up against Dazer, also one of the most decorated players. This guy, the subject of a video that we did on the main channel called the $1 million sin, something along those lines. This guy stacked out, man. This fight ain't gonna be no joke, and they ain't cutting any corners with their gear, I'm telling you that. This one's gonna be exciting. You know that certainly nobody has the advantage just based on items alone. These guys have everything that they would ever need at their disposal, and we're going to see tonight, finally, to settle the argument, which is better, the Zon or the hybrid sin. Dazer says he needs 2 more pulls. He's got it down. He's got it calculated. He's got it figured out. Can Muchez defend his title? This is Muchez's first title defense, by the way, at DFC 100. So this is where the proving ground is. Are you a true champion? You're going to defend it. They say that you're not a true champion until you defend this title. I don't necessarily agree with that. Once a champion, always a champion. You can always come back, right? You can always make it back up there. But what a hell of a first test for Muchez. It's a tough opponent.
Help.
That's right. He's even screaming help in game. He's gonna need it. Yeah, and you don't even know who to root for. Both of these guys, just incredible, humble dudes, fun to watch, exciting players. You can't help but feel a little bit of the resentment from Dazer for literally having one of the most dominant reigns back in the days of Vamp the Champ. Y'all remember that era, right? That was when he was not only the boogeyman of the DFC, but just the unbeatable champion is what it felt like. Every time somebody would get to the top, they would work their way through the ranks, kill all of the best players in the game, all to land their title shot versus Vamp the Champ. And sometimes it was a quick night for those guys. It was rarely ever a quick night for Dazer. It was typically a long back and forth battle that he eventually lost. So you can't help but feel it, right? But now he's got a whole new shot, and we're off into the action in round one. Dazer versus the current DFC champ, Muchez. He asked for this. He said, look, I heard there's a Zon out there. I just want me a good opponent. There's a nice Zon. I heard somebody's good on a Necro. I said, bro, we wouldn't give you nothing less than a title shot. This guy looking to add DFC title crown to his D2 resume. And he's getting in there, in and out, dude. Quick shots, getting in, throwing that whirl, and cutting Muchez open. That's all right. He hit the Mana Shrine. That's fine. Keep it going. Keep it going. It's not a significant advantage. Keep it going. Keep it going. It's not a significant advantage. I guess he's just gonna give it. He's just gonna give it to him. 1-0. All right. I mean, yeah, it's not a significant advantage. So if you hit a Mana Shrine, it's technically not a significant advantage. Sure, it's like it helps, right? But it's if it's an accidental thing, I wouldn't go out of your way to hit him purposely. But in this matchup, it's not a significant advantage. You have mana pools, you can suck those down all day. It's not really a significant advantage. So they could just continue it. Yeah, it does help, but it was clearly an accident. So like you just keep it going. I think Dazer might have had that round though. It was really going in his favor. Like his strategy was working. And here it is again, Muchez getting in there. Nice chain from Muchez, but he does take some damage. He takes some punishment for such classy work here. Does get some damage in there versus Dazer this time. Very skillful matchup. Looks like these guys might be on EU server right now, just based on Muchez's ping. So after an FT3, these guys will switch to the NA server. More big hits from Shadow Bay, dude. Dazer taking some damage for getting on the inside, but he's still looking pretty good. Nice chain from Dazer. Muchez, at first confident in this duel when I talked to him. He has dueled plenty of sins in the past. And I was telling him in Discord, I'm like, look, I don't think you've dueled any like Dazer. This guy is a different dueler. He is very skillful, very decorated. And look at this. Just laying down a trap to push Muchez out of posturing up and sitting there with the bow out. He's really getting some work done, dude, and it's so unpredictable. I can promise you most Zons probably don't duel like this. Or, I'm sorry, most Sins. Especially most hybrids. Does he? Does he have BM slow? We'll have to check it. Yeah, it's 35%, I believe, or 25% in DFC. I'll have to check it. But he could theoretically have 25%. At least. Yeah, I think it's 25%. Big hits from Muchez. And now he's evening out this duel here. Now we see Dazer throwing those traps down, really trying to lead with those traps, trying to get that damage in there. Very close round. Muchez is won. And there it is. Dazer gets in there for a close finish. Dazer off to an amazing start. Technically 1-0. Technically. Okay, so it's just from Iraq. All of his slow is just from Iraq. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if he has Trangs. If he's got the Venom, he's got the Trangs up. I mean, that's to be expected from a hybrid, dude. Yeah. Yeah, we could. Let's do it. Let's pop over to Dazer's stream here real quick. Yo, just I'm not sure if he can hear us. He's deafened, so he wouldn't be able to hear us. I'm gonna see if I can. I'm not sure if I can join on any of these guys because I think they're on EU server. Maybe. Hold on. I'm just gonna try to crack this. Easy. Yo, Dazer. All right, he's showing off his gear now. All right, he's got it. He's got it. Quick gear check here. Yeah, he does have the Iraq. Yeah, not really sure where the slow would come from other than that. I mean, yeah, he's got slow from Iraq. It's looking good. The thing is, if you actually try to cheese with slow on a Sin, you're probably giving up your glove slot. Which, like, why would you want to give up Trangs in this matchup? And not only for the cast, but if you're casting Venom, you know, it's synergetic. I'm not sure how good the Trangs plus the plus Venom is. It might actually be counterintuitive, but at the same time, like, even more of a reason. Like, there's just weird glitches that happen with, like, actual poison damage from Venom in particular, and like added poison damage from things like Trangules or Charms. Basically, Venom will reduce the poison length, so all of your poison that you have there, like, is just, you could stack it up, but the length of it gets reduced. It's hard to tell how much Trangs helps or hurts that. It's a very, very technical question. But regardless, main point is, if you're giving up those gloves for something like slow, right, you're giving up a very important piece of the build to reach your 102 cast, especially on dual claw. Yeah, and Trangs is just GG. Yeah, you'd have to do Griff Amu rings for 65 with Clegs, because can't use Clegs plus Iraq, right? Right. Yeah, that's also a thing. Yep. So it's 25% is the max in DFC. So he couldn't use Iraq, which is even now you're sacrificing two very important cast slots. Yeah, please tell him it's 1-0. So it's 1-0. That first round was weird. The shrine was accidental, but didn't give a significant advantage. All right, here we go. But he had me 50% and me was full at that point. Kind of meh. We could try to reset the duel, but he was not full. Dazer wasn't full. Dazer was like 85%. He was close, but he wasn't full. By the way, Kyle, my dude, I see you. Hold up. I'm not even sure if we switched it up for this scene. Bro, sorry if I missed that. I had to switch over from main channel to this scene. Yeah, I still got this one going. Yo, bro, sorry about that. Big cheers to you, man. He says, when is the fight of the century? Coooley versus Llama, rip it up. Big cheers to you, first of all, Kyle. Second of all, we did it on the main channel. The whole internet shut out, so we actually decided to continue it over here. Plug this channel, the DFC main montage channel over here, which was great. But it happened on main channel. We had a little creator clash, right? Now I guess we're just gonna have to do Barricade versus Llama at some point. We're gonna have to settle that one. Like that's, gosh, we need to know who the best is. All right, here we go. Dazer getting in with some serious whirlwinds in there, but unfortunately got punished real hard for that exchange. Let's check it out with Muchez, see how he's looking. Looks like he was full, or it could have just been a life glitch. Looks like it might have been. Also, looks like Dazer might have switched to Plague, because now you see that lower res curse on Muchez after he connected. That's going to be huge. And I hope he stacked up his light res there, because that shit could start to hurt real quick. Muchez getting the cadence of Dazer down. Barricade 1 said it was easy. Yeah, dude. He made it look easy. He made it look easy, but it truthfully lag. Primo, just tell him the truth. It was lag. All right? It's clearly lag. The whole internet broke. Yeah, Barricade 1, it was Brawler Barb versus Hden. I was actually impressed to get 2 wins there. I thought that was going to be a 4-0 shutout, if I'm being real. We actually did, the reason he had so many ears in his stash, and the reason I had that ear in mine, was because we actually did some practice duels last night. And I was just like, bro, yeah, you're going to get this, like, versus the Barb. It's practically unwinnable. I don't think I took 1 round from him last night. Like, it's so hard. And the thing is, like, Barricade isn't a PvP guy. That's certainly true. It's also in that matchup very bad for me, because you try to get into this pattern of predicting him, but he doesn't play like a regular PvP player, so you don't know if the pattern that he's in is something that he's committing to, you know what I mean, or is just like his strategy for that duel. Like, so for example, when he was kicking back, I'm like, okay, he's not gonna stomp, I guess, like, because he hasn't stomped me in like 5 minutes. So you get in, you try to get the arrows in there, you try to get the throws in there at, you know, semi on screen, and approach him, and then it's like full aggro. It's like hard to predict. Lot of pressure there. Oh man, big Shadow Bay PK. Shadow Bay, best pet ever, man. Best pet ever. And now it's 2-0 in favor of Dazer. Absolutely insane. Can he pull it off? Yeah, he's low on jabs. I'm hoping he has a swap or something. Oh, hold on. We about to get another D-clone. All right. At 3 wins, I believe these guys are going to switch servers. Man, if Dazer goes 3-0 here, this is huge. If he goes 3-0 on this server, he only needs 1 win on the next. That would be big for him. Koshank versus Dazer next. Yeah. He name-locked Coooley so hard, made his net drop. Yeah, exactly. Look, I'm just making excuses here, okay? Barricade just kicked my ass, broke my internet. He was hacking, all right? I'm not making excuses. He was hacking. He clearly hacked my internet and broke it, all right? And I lagged. Just saying the facts. These are facts. Big hits from Muchez. Muchez working Dazer down here, got him about half. Hard to tell if it's the if he hasn't taken much damage or if that's the life total bug. But nah, dude, he hasn't. Muchez still looking good. He's not in any significant hurry by the looks to like get out of those traps. It tells me he could very well be stacked up pretty well with light res. Maybe not even worrying about it. Hard to tell though. It could just be part of his strategy where he says, you know what, I'm gonna take some shots. I'm gonna be in these situations where I'm gonna take some damage. And he's just accepting it. Big damage from Muchez, but also a big corner turn there from Dazer. Looking like he's gonna telly away, but just stays right in the pocket, stays right in the heat. Yeah, this is some pretty decent stack there from Muchez. He just stayed right in those traps, didn't give a shit, and takes the next round, making it 2-1. Still in favor of Dazer, but is this the big comeback that he's waiting for? We're gonna find out. By the way, I don't think we got a good chance to cheer to Demonology on the last stream. I just want to say, man, really appreciate that. Big $20 dono from that guy. And then, of course, we've got Kyle. Kyle, we're in the future, bro. I see you. Just wondering if the Quill Rat will make an appearance tonight. Look. Made the mistake of not fully reading that comment before I read it out loud. Okay? So last I want to hear this shit. Okay, I don't know where this rumor's coming from. Right? I don't want to hear it. It's not true. I never got killed by a Quill Rat. And if you see a video from Joby, he's been working with like Photoshop and like he's been getting good at video editing. So don't believe it. It's fake. Probably like single player shit. Yeah. So that's the last I want to hear of it. Right? Big cheers, bro. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate that 7 spot, brother. There it is. Looks like I still had the wrong shit up there. That's probably why it didn't come through. We were living in the future, but too far in the past with the overlay. That's why it didn't pop up. I don't know what the hell happened. Look, it's all over the place. Is Muchez gonna make a big comeback? What a title fight, man. What an incredible card. Biggest card ever in DFC history, man. And these guys just going at it. Like everything's been a banger. We had a little bit of a lull there in between when everything's crashing. We had a little bit of a lull. But that's okay. It's to be expected. Oh, big hits from Dazer right off the bat. This guy is a different player. Cuts him open too. Vicious open wounds there. That's going to at least half, I would guess. Almost half Muchez. Muchez at about 55, 60%. And I don't think Dazer has taken too much damage so far. Dazer looking good. Yeah, he's full. Dazer's full. Getting in here, dancing around his opponent. Approaching from very odd angles, just avoiding these multi-shots. Throwing those traps in there, an insanely good hybrid here. This is how to hybrid. You got to remember, against Muchez, there has been a lot of top-tier sins that have struggled against this guy. So to see Dazer coming in from EU, look at this with 109 ping too. Coming in from EU, doing work like this against Muchez, performing even this well, even if he goes and loses this, right? What an incredible performance so far. Like, this is insane. This guy's abilities on the hybrid sin are insane. I stand by what I said. Best hybrid sin player that we've ever seen. Muchez is using a nice FCR ring with PLR, AR, Res versus the Whirlwind. Smart and T-Gods paired. Yeah, that's sick. Muchez is a very smart player. He knows how to gear his Zon, dude. He's got a lot of options at his disposal, and he knows exactly when to bust them out. But now, it looks like Muchez is in a lot of trouble sitting in those traps. It appears as though Dazer, the reason that Muchez is not necessarily as afraid of these traps, they are doing some work, but he's not as afraid of them because with this hybrid Sin, it appears as though a lot of this damage, a lot of Dazer's focus is coming from those Shadow Grand Charms, very possibly. Shadow Grand Charms in that Whirlwind. And there it is, man. 3-1. 3-1 on this server for Dazer. Are they going to switch it up? That's the question. Oh, is it 2-1 at the moment? You might be right. You might be right. Oh, no, he says that was 3. Okay. Yeah, Muchez agrees. Yeah, bro. I'm telling you, I'm so happy to see this guy back. Yeah, it's 3-1. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. So now Muchez needs at least 2 wins on the next server. Oh, I see. I see. I say just jam it. Let's go another round. All right, he's gonna make EU. These guys are gonna switch it up. Fuck yeah, dude. Look, I was gonna say if I was Muchez and he's just giving me a round, like, I would just take it. That's just me. That's DFC champ shit, all right? Previous DFC champ. I lagged once and lost it. But other than that, I mean, champ shit. All right, hold on. Did we get another? I think we got another declone spawn. I think we got ourselves another. Yeah, we did. Look, while these guys switch it up, we got to go in here and show this guy what's up. We got to get our 2020 Annihilus Charm. Yeah, it's just how it is. No life tap, Brock? What is this? I thought this was a good mannered duel, Diablo. Bro, I can't get PVM'd by declone. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. I have life tap, right? Man, this is getting bad. Good duel. Good duel. We're 98, boys. We're 98. Look, I'll tap out to it. We didn't have bow for the. I lagged. We're 98 at like 6%. I was lagging. I don't want to hear none of that shit. If I would have died to declone, before you know it, you would have fucking Kyle sending these messages and asking if declone joined the DFC. Right? You know, not to say that I died to a quill rat before, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, you know what I'm saying. It's just that's what I mean. Okay, we couldn't be having that. We were 1 stat off. We were so close. All right, these guys clearing the moor. Let's jam it. Yeah, declone's easy. Game is easy. PVM, easy. Just don't listen to Kyle. Whatever he says. I don't know if he's gonna say anything. You know. I don't. But don't listen to him. Don't want to hear it at all, right? Whatever Kyle said, like, if he says anything. Just saying. All right, there we go. Skill Shrine, not a significant advantage. Let's jam it. Just kidding. That would probably be a significant one. Oh, it's Kyle.
First a pokey rat, now D-clone whipping Coooley.
Dude, I won. Kyle, I won. Don't listen. I told you don't listen to this guy. I beat D-clone. Just because I lagged out the first game. Like, I had to reset the ping. D-clone was on Canadian ping. I was on American ping. True American ping. Right? Look. I didn't die. We just reset. Anyone know what Dazer's character name means and what language it's in? Good question. Good question. It's no longer Dazer. It's some Chinese shit. Chinese 2-character shit. It might even say Dazer. I wouldn't be surprised if it said Dazer. If there was a way to type that out in the Chinese. All right, here we go. EU ping. Gonna be a little bit different here. Let's see if Muchez can pull it off. Big hits. He's already in some big trouble, man. Dazer looking good. The real question is, if Dazer wins this, are we going to get the return of Dazer in the DFC? That's the real question. It says chicken noodles. It does say number 1. GG, I didn't see it until you said it. No shit. Ah, yeah, okay, so it's... I get it. I get it now. That's fucking sweet. Bro, the name don't lie. I get it now. That's actually kind of cool. He's used Chinese characters, but it's to be read in English. That's awesome. Sick name. And man, he could be carrying it out here. America internet sure is laggy. I guess if you reset your ping in the DFC match, does it count as a loss? No, because I hadn't really suffered any damage. Don't go back and look or anything, but I don't think I'd actually suffered a lot of damage versus D-clone. So it was just dual reset. Yeah, if I remember correctly. Look, I didn't die, Kyle. Big hits from Muchez. Can he finish? Muchez coming back in this duel here.
Impossible.
Muchez getting low again on those jabs, but he gets there with the multi-shot, and there it is. Wow, man. Even worse ping, but somehow he gets there.
Good day.
Yeah, weapon block versus dodge. This is the duel of the dodgy characters right here. And for such a duel of very long-range characters, it's so impressive to see this be at such close range and aggressive. Like, I think Dazer's time in the DFC, like I said, was very overshadowed by the reign of Vamp the Champ, right? Like, Dazer just existed in the wrong time frame of the DFC to really show off how nasty good he really is. Like, this guy is next level on a Sin. I miss seeing this style of Sin play. Like, so few Zons or Sins actually able to take on a player like Muchez like this, even give him a struggle. And this is nuts. Yeah, he needs 3-1 here for sure. So theoretically, this is only the case if it's a championship bout. This is only the time where this can be decided like this. But if Muchez gets a 3-1, the duel is over. And Muchez wins. It's called champ advantage. And it rests on the fact that if you don't beat the champ, you don't beat the champ, right? So there is no like roll the dice randomly, you know, and have another random round on a random server. It's like the champ wins. Yeah. One of the few perks to being the champion. In a draw, you win. Oh, big trap there from Dazer. But Dazer's got some serious damage in already. This is big. It's looking great. He needs at least 2 wins here, and Muchez is looking to not give him a single inch. If Muchez gets it 3-0, that's a dominant, defiant victory right there. Yeah, it's so good, man. Dazer's skills on this, and look at this. He's getting in, and his strategy is to really keep Muchez guessing. He's coming in, he's throwing, you know, a whirlwind right down the lane. He'll either do that and get out, or he comes in, lays a trap, gets Muchez to sit there in it, while he'll dance around those close-range jabs, just like that. But Muchez doing some work. Muchez catching up. Muchez careful not to chain lock like he does against most of his opponents. I think he probably would chain lock, a lesser sin there. But Muchez clearly having some respect for Dazer's skills. Wisely teleporting out of those traps. Very close duel here so far. What a nail biter. Now, you can see Dazer's strategy has sort of swapped up here. He's noticing that he can keep Muchez on the back pedal if he keeps those traps up. Muchez having a bit more respect for the traps now, and Dazer notices it. This is what I mean. This guy will pick up on certain things in the duel. Like, even though initially Muchez didn't give much of a shit about those traps, now he's having a bit more respect for him. Now Dazer notices it, and now Dazer's keeping those traps up. Look at this. Just leading him with those traps. Insane gameplay here from both players. And there it is. Dazer gets there, making it 1-1 on EU. Very close. Coolio, nobody's forcing you to be here, bro. We'll just take a break. This is one of the most exciting DFC cards. I think Coolio's just a little upset. A little bit of backstory to that. He was ready to go. He was in game the other day. He was ready to go. And apparently, allegedly, Brandel, the great rivalry between Coolio and Brandel, was dodged by Brandel. I think it's 1-1. I think it's 1-1. Still upset, Gertie, number 1. Yeah, for sure. And that's thanks, Drogon. Appreciate it, dude. Yeah, Nickel, that's originally why we started streaming these on YouTube, because YouTube keeps the VODs up, which are really cool. We used to just like re-upload them from Twitch, but switched over to this because it just saves some quality of like re-uploading, and it's just easier. They're always here, which is really cool. I mean, I feel like all of the DFC streams that we ever have are just so exciting. These are the one things, fun fact, when I first started making content, one of the reasons I even started making Diablo videos is because I was sitting there trying to go to sleep one night, and I was like, you know what I want to watch? I just want to watch like hours of Diablo 2 PvP, and nobody was making that kind of content. So I started uploading clips. Most of them sucked. I was just getting my ass kicked by TFC Priest in like some of my first videos, but I was just dueling. You know, that's all we wanted. And now, I don't even know if I could fall asleep to this stuff. Like, it's exciting. Like, this is the good shit. This is what back in the day, I'm like, this is what we need. So I'm so happy that it's here. Like, I'm so happy at least that we're doing it. I mean, we're all part of it. We're here doing it. We're putting it on. We have some of the best duelers in the world every week. Yeah, Cooley's not bad. He's not a bad dueler. Yeah, he talks a lot of shit, so I think a lot of people just like hate on him, but he's not actually that bad. I don't know what you're talking about, Rain. What the fuck? That's not even... God damn it. I think you should be using Fort. The problem with that is he'll get stuck in these traps, and there's no way to sort of create that distance. So it's an interesting choice, but I almost think he needs to be able to escape because Dazer's so good at getting him caught. Look at the way he's setting up these traps, dancing around him, dodging the jabs, dodging the arrows, making it extremely hard for Muchez to hit him. And then before Muchez knows it, he's got 3 or 4 traps on screen, just like chasing him around. Can you imagine having Fort and having to like run out of that? Like, at least with a teleport, he can kind of reset very quickly. So I think that's probably why he's using it. The Fort would certainly do a lot more damage though, so it's a question of what would the trade-off be. You know, it's very interesting. I don't know the answer to it, but my initial thought would be that Muchez is doing it so that he can reset. Because resetting is more important, you know, on Muchez's call here than doing that extra damage, which makes sense. Makes sense. Nice hit from Dazer, just gets in there out of nowhere, in and out, bringing back the original style. And now Muchez in trouble. And he finds himself in those traps yet again. And Dazer gets there. The new DFC champion in Dazer. He finally gets that DFC belt that he's been looking for. Comes back from the dead to take it at DFC 100. Absolutely unbelievable. Dazer, if you can hear me, bro, just undeafen yourself in Discord. Would love to chat with you if you would like. Would love to hear this guy's reaction to finally obtaining the DFC belt. Congratulations to this guy. Incredible. Something tells me Muchez is going to be back, though. The big question is Dazer going to defend it? That's really what I want to know. I want to chat with this guy. We got to know if he's going to come back to defend it. What an incredible win, though. Very tough fight. Very tough fight for Muchez and for Dazer. I mean, this guy, Muchez is decked out. He knows his Zon. He knows it all. Yeah, no, it looks like Dazer's out of there. It's like 5 a.m., 6 a.m. his time. He's just like, oh, fuck this noise, bros. GG's to Muchez. The real question is, does Dazer come back? If Dazer comes back to defend it, I think we could see the reign of a very dominant champion. But regardless, I think we'll see that either way. Because I think if he doesn't, Muchez is going to hold it for a while. Yeah, 4 a.m. for Dazer. Props to Dazer for staying up so late, being a part of this event, man. It's very hard to make it over in EU to these because of the time that we go live with it. So, man, I got to say, big props to this guy. Big shout out to Dazer. Thank you so much from this guy. Just an incredibly humble dude. This guy has grown from newcomer in the DFC to a dominant worldwide champion. And now, finally, earns his DFC belt. I can imagine he's adding that to the list of accomplishments. Absolutely incredible. Wow. We are witnessing history here, boys. Witnessing history. Let's cut over. We finally have a matchup that I am super excited to watch. This is the Bruno match. Let's cut over to this. Boom, and we're in here. In this corner, we got Bruno. This guy making a big comeback for the DFC. Speaking of people coming back from the dead, coming back out of the woodwork, Bruno. We haven't seen this guy in a very long time. He's going up against Montriana, two of the most creative players. These guys are going to duke it out. Look at his din. What the hell is he wearing? This is insane. This is what I'm talking about. This is the duel. This might even be fight of the night. This proc-in is... He says it's a proc-in. Watch out. I don't even think he has Enigma. I don't even think he has Enigma. And we see Montriana throwing in the shouts. Montriana whirlwinding away. Clutch call, man. Holy hell. And look at the life total of Bruno. Think of all of the paladins that you know and what their life totals might be. Dude has not even 1,200 life. One tick and he's almost dead. Holy! We seeing some throws from Montriana. Montriana on Brawler. And there it is, a whirl away from Montriana, gets him round 1. What the? I told you, boys. I told you this was going to be nuts. Montriana on Brawler. Bruno on Proctin. Where the hell did he put his points? Did he put him in strength? Is he just hoping for these like big ass charges, like big ass zeal? Oh my God. Yeah, he's charging in. He's got to be careful not to charge after Montriana though. He certainly has a Phoenix here, which is insane. That's going to be big damage, but if Montriana whirls away like this, it's going to be very tough for him to catch up. And there it is, a clutch win from Montriana with that whirl away. Gotta say, I love seeing the Brawler, man, but I also love seeing this Din. I can promise you he's probably put all of his points in the strength for this like big charge. And it's gonna hurt too. The drawback here, and what I think is costing him a little bit, is that he doesn't have that Enigma to like chain stomp Montriana. Like when Montriana stands still, that's gonna be a big opportunity for him to get in there, chain to Zeal even. Like, but it appears as though he might have Fortitude on for like this nasty enhanced damage. He might have gone like full on enhanced damage on this build. Fortitude, Phoenix, maybe even, it's hard to tell what that helm is. Giant Skull maybe? For some, with some 40-15s or like ED 15 jewels in it. Toshank versus Dio win next, Brody. All right, thanks for the heads up, dude. Oh my God, big clip from the world there. Montriana trying to zerk him down, and he gets there. Incredible, dude. And he must have Blade Mastery. You notice what Montriana is throwing? He's throwing dual blades. So whatever they are, it might be War Strike, it might be Death Bit, maybe a combination of the two. And he's being very synergetic, putting those points into Blade Mastery. It helps with a whirlwind from, you know, what you're throwing. It doesn't necessarily help with the throw damage. But wow, it's synergy with the swords that he's using on the swap. This is nuts. Yeah, we gotta see it. All right, so he's got the Phoenix Shield. I didn't quite see the base. What was the base there? What is this man doing? Dude, bro, I told you, we promised nothing but a very creative duel here. You never know what you're gonna see with these two. Montriana coming in on a sword barb, on a sword brawler. Bruno coming in on a Proctin with Fort Phoenix. I didn't catch the helm, but bro, I gotta see it. Yeah, I would agree, Gabe. This is so great. Like, this is the dream match, man. Wisdom is what it was. Wow. First ever Wisdom in the DFC. Holy shit. All right, here we go. Oh, and he procs the amp. There it is, baby. Okay, now he's got that teleport. Oh my God, and he gets in there. I'm not sure if he caught Bruno off guard, or if he caught Montriana off guard there, or what. And how is he getting that telly? Is it charges? Is it Enigma? What is he doing? I'm telling you, that teleport paid dividends there, though. He was able to teleport right up, get right at close range, and start zealing Montriana. That was incredible, and it procced amp for him. That was a big hit, dude. That was huge. He switched Plague to Grief. That's also big. That's so nuts. All right, and here we go. Round 4 between these guys. Incredible, dude. Bruno going in, trying to get his way. What is this? Is this Inferno? Did he just cast Inferno and Fireball? What the fuck? Montriana using Flame Bellow, Inferno, Fireball. He's probably using 3-piece Trangs for Fireball. No. That was straight Inferno. Oh my god. Bros, welcome to the fight of the night. Oh, that's so sick. Bruno trying to get in there. Clutch teleports. Nice chains there from, oh my god, big hits from Bruno, evening up the score. Incredible, dude. This is nuts. Yeah, who would have expected it? Bruno on the chain gang now. Bruno's chain game getting way better. It's like I'm watching Biwa versus Marvel. If you squint your eyes, you couldn't tell the difference. Make YouTube shorts of this? We might have to. This is insane. Yo, we gotta see the gear after this from these guys. What an incredible match, dude. Bruno on some sort of brawling flame bellow using Barbarian versus the procced in with less than 1200 life from Bruno. Full charge, full damage, full strength investment. Fortitude, Phoenix. It looks like he might have switched to Enigma there. That or he has tele charges. It's so quick, it's hard to tell. He's also using what do you call it? The fast cast there, the quick cast. Okay, no, he is on Enigma. Those are not charges. He's on Enigma now. Some nice chains there, but he's still running. He should be walking here in these exchanges. Boom, and just like that, because sometimes you get caught with that whirl away, and now it's 3-2 in favor of Montriana looking for his first DFC win. Yeah, quick cast. Yep, for sure. Using F keys, too. Would you expect any less, Boozer? We only see that from the top duelers. Joby, Maddie, these guys use F keys. We only see it. We only see it at the top of the ranks. But this time, Bruno fought to mix in quick cast. Never have I seen F12 hockey. That's kind of true. I didn't even think about that. F12 hockey. Bro, this duel is everything PvP should be. This duel is fun, creative, back and forth. Look at this. Flame Bellow coming out. Montriana with the clutch whirl away. Bro, if he gets Flame Bellow kill, that's got to be one of the greatest kills in DFC history. He's trying to get it, but he got stuck in that animation and punished by Bruno. Bruno charge locked there for a minute. It doesn't look like the Flame Bellow is doing a lot of damage, but there it is. A whirl away and a bad teleport from Bruno gets Montriana his first DFC win. Very good duels, very creative. Yo, let's see if we can get... Bro, I gotta see this. I gotta see these. I gotta see this setup. Yo, where's Montriana at? I gotta see this. Is he streaming too? Wow. That was nuts. That was nuts. Yeah, it looks like these guys might not hear me over here, but yeah, bro, that was just insane. What a crazy match, dude. That was so refreshing to see. Let's cut over to Dio versus Toshank. That was an incredible match, dude. Incredible to see. Like I said, I think that's all of what the DFC is about. Like, it's all about getting creative, having fun, doing something different. And holy shit, Muchez, I see you, bro. I see you, bro. Holy shit. Muchez with the 20 gifted memberships, my dude. Let's tip one back to this guy. Muchez, good duels tonight, man. I told you that Dazer was different, man. I told you Dazer was a different dueler. Dual claw and everything, man. I have never seen, we haven't seen a dual claw Sin perform that well in a very long time. Like, man, it was so refreshing. This guy decorated champion all across the world in so many different tournaments. You played very well. All of those duels were super close with the exception of maybe one. Bro, that was insane. Big cheers to you, Muchez. Thank you so much for those 20 memberships, brother. That means a lot. That's huge. Big celebration of DFC 100, man. Let's tip one back to this guy. Y'all sipping on anything? Muchez is the man. Thank you so much, brother. Yeah, he's crazy good. Just built different, yeah. Yeah, I was thinking that. So the choice to not use Fort there was probably so that you could escape the traps. There was kind of a little debate going on in chat. Toshank was thinking Fort might be a better choice for the damage, but I recognize from my view, I'm like, I would just rather get out of those traps. Like, he's so good at setting those up. Like, that was such an aggressive gameplay. Like, from Dazer, he comes in, you don't know if he's just gonna come in and whirl you, or if he's just gonna set up a couple traps, dance around your arrows, then whirl you. Dude is a savage. It was so good, so unpredictable how he's gonna approach. And it's like, I would just rather teleport out, man. Yeah, big cheers again, Muchez. Really appreciate that, brother. That is awesome. All right, here we go, NVD. This is Dio, previous the DFC champion. Just got dethroned by Muchez. And now, Toshank looking to make a statement here. Looking to take down Dio in dominant fashion. Can he do it, though? These guys both on Canadian ping, so I mean... lag not an issue, all right? Look at this, ping 31 from Dio. Oh, he's lag spiking at 62. Dream ping for a player like me. And he is just dancing. Look at this, man. Aggressing when Dio's bear is down. This guy, oh man, and a spear from off screen. Insane. Round one goes to Jess. Incredible, dude. By the way, I see you, Botosaurus, bro. Thank you so much. When that one comes in, he's got something to say. Botosaurus got something to say. Bro. Can't thank you enough. Let's go to the tavern for a minute, shall we? This is getting insane. We're over here at the tavern. We got one rule. No cheese. Right? We're gonna have to DQ Barricade. Win didn't count. It was all cheese, all lag, Canadian hacks. I digress. Muchez, thanks again. All of these new members to the channel. That's big support. That means a lot. I see you, Botosaurus. Thank you so much for that. 2024. My dude, come on in. Have a seat. Let's sit back and enjoy some of these duels here. Cannot thank you enough, bro. That is huge. Really appreciate that. That's nuts. It's going right in the... Maybe we'll put it towards the kitchen here. I was going to put it in the fuel tank, but we're pretty full. We might start up a kitchen, start serving food. I don't know. Last time we had Bill in the back trying to do that shit, it was a fucking failure. Right? These are just ideas. But you're helping make them possible. Botosaurus, thank you so much, brother. Really appreciate it. Big cheers to these guys tonight, making it all possible. That is fucking amazing. Amazing. And another, what? What? Bro. I cannot believe it, dude. That is, you were too kind, my dude. Another one for 2024. Holy shit, bro. By the way, in case we don't see that, because, you know, the spaceship, he says, love seeing one of my fellow Sin PKers take Muchez down. Great card tonight. Dude, I'm telling you, I did not expect it. I expected Muchez to win. I still, like, Muchez had some confidence. When Muchez has confidence in it, I'm like, okay. Like, he's probably got it. I was like, he's different, but I totally thought Muchez was on it. He was going to win. I remain surprised. Jaw-droppingly surprised.
Another one.
There it is, baby. Thank you so much, Botosaurus. That's huge. Two 20-plus spots, 2024. Bro, thank you so much, man. That really means a lot. For a grand total of 4048. Oh my god, what? What? Holy shit, bro. I see it. I'm in the future. I see it. I see it. And while we wait for it to come in, right? Let's have a look at this duel right here. Toshank getting there again in round 2 in this FPK matchup. This guy's walk down skills are insane. We've seen this guy last week take out some Paladin player, right? I don't know who it was, but took him out in the most aggressive fashion, right? This guy knows how to aggress. He can chase you. He can put the pressure on you until you exchange densities, all right? I'm looking at you, Primo. You know what's up. All right, he puts the pressure on you. And he could do the opposite, too.
I can do this all night.
Bro! Botosaurus, thanks so much, man. Grand total of 6072. Look, I'm doing that all in my head. Look, that's quick math in the head. I went to school once. And they taught me the addition. Bro, thank you so much, man. That is huge. You are too kind, brother. Big cheers to this guy. Let's all tip one back to Botosaurus if you're not already. Look, we got a lot of people cheers to tonight. From Muchez to Botosaurus to everybody. Thank you so much for the memberships as well, guys, on the main channel. So crazy to see that.
Get those likes in. Promote the video and channel for 100 more DFC nights.
Bros, hell yeah, man. Thank you so much, Kyle. You are too kind, bro. Keeping it all flowing, man. This chalice, we might have to refill it, but we're gonna cheers all night to you guys. Really appreciate it, man. Kyle, bro, I hope you're enjoying this as much as I am. This is one of the funnest events I've ever been part of, blessed enough to host. Like, I feel so lucky to be here with you guys, putting on such a great event, having so many people show up for it. On the card, just insane. Big cheers, man.
What kind of gum? Fugum. Hashtag owned by Armada.
What's up, Kron? Bro, thank you so much, man. Big cheers to you. I'm gonna have to remember that one, actually. Yo, what kind of gum? Fugum. Sick. All right, let's do it. I see you, Toshank. Let's pop over. He says, watch my view. I'm in the future. I'm in the future. We see it.
Watch my view.
Will do. Thanks so much for that support, Toshank. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, we'll cut right over. We'll cut right over. Incredible spears there. Look at this. So, you might notice from Jess, whenever Dio comes in, look how quick he is at grabbing a name lock, grabbing the pet, walking down, balancing this. It's so fast. Nice NATO from Dio. It's so quick. And another one. Hard to tell if that was a stomp. That happened quick. The thing is with Dio is he will pick up on your dueling style. We've seen this happen a lot, especially in NVD. The only person that was able to beat Dio, NVD, was Vamp the Champ. Everybody else, Dio has picked up on their style. right? He's noticed how they duel. He's noticed their tendencies. And somehow, you might think you're not predictable, but Dio just gets there. He figures it out. He cuts you. He cuts the angles. He knows how to adapt. Just like that. Some nice gameplay from Dio, but Toshank coming out again. He's coming out on top in these exchanges. NVD is they say one of the most skillful matches, and I gotta agree. Me and a buddy, IRL friend Bushy, moderator in the Discord as well, we did this matchup for a couple of hours back and forth, and I gotta tell you, even though his character was decked out, mine wasn't necessarily. Oh my god, and a big comeback from Dio! A chase from Toshank. He thought he was gonna get there. He thought he could finish it, and he did catch Dio off guard. Unfortunately, Dio didn't run. Dio was just like, yeah, fuck it, man, let's go. I got a NATO waiting right here for you. Even at such a low life total there, Dio just stood his ground. That was incredible. But yeah, we were bouncing back and forth, doing this matchup for like a couple of hours, and even though he was like super decked out, my characters were okay, but you know, they couldn't hold a candle to that. It was actually still pretty fun. Like, it was some pretty fun shit, dude. I gotta say, it's a pretty fair matchup.
I can't carry anymore.
Right, and here we go, the next round. And how are we feeling? DFC 100, Toshank Dio. This is epic, man. It's so rare that anybody gives this guy a hard time in Dio. This guy just is a necro killer. The fact that Toshank is kicking so much ass, staying so consistent here, back and forth, able to grab these name locks, able to put so much pressure on his opponent. Even defensively, he can play aggressively, he can play defensively, and you never know when he's going to turn the corner in this match. A great angle and a big opportunity there for Dio. He did land a NATO, but unfortunately it didn't do too much damage. That's kind of the randomness that you get with NATO. That's just kind of the randomness. Sometimes they hit a billion times, sometimes they just nick you. It's just how it is. But so far, Toshank winning this exchange. Oh, big hit from Dio, evening up the score. Currently 2-1 in favor of Toshank. Hell yeah, Demonology. By the way, bro, I just, I'm not sure if you're around for it, but I did say a big cheers. I feel like with everything that was going on in the main channel, when we lost like internet and shit, I was just like, man, this is crazy. I feel like I got a little distracted, but I wanted to say, dude, thank you so much for that generosity on the main channel, bro. I really appreciate that, and a big cheers to you. That was huge. And another win for Toshank, now making it 3-1. This is big. Whoa, what happened? Did I miss something from Kyle? Did you get banned for something? It's allowed since it is. Oh, are you talking about the cursor thing? Yeah, technically, very technically, you could get banned from TOS. But as most people know, I don't really give a shit about TOS, you know, much more than I need to, right? Like, I don't want to get banned, but I feel like if these guys want to run that risk, it's not really a significant advantage. It's peripheral. You know, and the rule in the DFC is if it gives if it's doing something for you, right, then we would consider that some sort of significant advantage from a mod, right? If it's changing the color of something, whatever. Like, otherwise, it's such a hard thing to police. Would you want to see like this duel be lost because someone has a different colored cursor? Like, is that really, like, think of it the other way, right? Like, it's a different colored cursor. To me, it just says PvP aficionado. It isn't like this guy's got macros doing stuff for him, recentering his mouse or whatnot. Like, it's not doing something for him. It's just making his mouse easier to see. A lot of games actually just have that feature in them anyway.
Let's make it an even hundo for DFC 100.
Holy shit, Botosaurus. 39-28. What? Evening it right out. Brother. Holy shit, man. Thank you so much. Let's all tip one back to this guy. A hundo for one hundo. What a celebration, bro. Thank you so much. Bro, that's awesome. Look, we're gonna be tipping him back to Botosaurus all night. That's super special, man. Means a lot. I'm so glad that you've been a part of so many of these and have enjoyed these as much as I have, dude. Means a lot to see that kind of support. So thank you so much, dude. I really mean that. That's huge. Toshank trying to cinch this up here. Trying to go 4-1 versus the Dio. But he's in a lot of trouble. Dio, I don't believe, has taken a lot of damage. Now we see Toshank implementing a very interesting strategy here. He might be having trouble predicting where Dio is going to come in, where he's going to come in from and when. Which could be something that Dio's doing to try to get in the mind of Toshank here, right? So you see Toshank launching these like cross bone spirits, right? Like whatever angle Dio comes in from, he's going to try to jump in front of one of those trains. But now Dio putting that pressure on. And Toshank fires right back. Absolutely incredible, dude. Toshank, one of the most aggressive players, one of the most decorated players. Again, I think we mentioned this earlier, but Toshank has just surpassed the threshold of 100 tournament wins in his D2R, in his D2 dueling career. Absolutely insane, and there it is, a 4-1 victory for Toshank. Aggressive and defensive champion. You never know what this guy's going to do. He turns the tables on you when you least expect it. Puts the pressure on you. Makes it hard for you to even take a second to think about how to deal with this guy. And when he's sitting back waiting for you to come in, you best believe when he sees his window of opportunity, he's going to punish you for it. He says, Toshank versus Dazer next week, please. Let's fucking go. I so see that, dude. I'd love it. There it is, bros. Holy hell.
Let's make it an even hundo for DFC 100.
And so we've got that. Another big cheers to Botosaurus, but Muchez, my dude. What? 50 gifted memberships, my dude. Bro, you are too kind, man. Bro, you're my favorite champion, and not only because of that, all right? It was so awesome seeing you duel tonight. Like, one of the most exciting back and forth things. Bro, I can't thank you enough for that support. I'm so glad to have you as part of DFC and what we do here, have your input on so many things. I think you're an incredible player, an incredibly humble, awesome person. Great guy to duel against. Great guy to talk to. Bro, really appreciate having you here. Thank you so much, Muchez. That's huge. You know who I see streaming? I see Punch. I see Sound. I see a lot of shit going on. Bros, this is big. I'm not sure. I want to cut into Punch here because he's been patiently waiting. We got to see him duel earlier. But no, it looks like all right, yeah, he might be ready to go. This guy's been waiting so patiently, like for so long. Is this the official matchup versus Foozer? Because this one's gonna be epic as well. Oh, Punch 4-0. Do you want what?
I can't carry.
No way, Foozer. Really? With you on a sin? No fucking shot. No fucking shot. Bro, that's crazy. All right, we'll cut over to Sound, but holy shit. That's insane. Bro, by the way, Demonology, I see you again, bro. What? Just in case we're not sure with a spaceship. Look, Muchez just donated 50 memberships. These all gonna come in. All right, it might blow the fucking circuit board in the spaceship. Is all I'm saying. All right, it might be a while before we see this, so I just want to let you know. Holy shit, man! Thank you so much, DFC 100, top streamers, best duelers on earth. Let's go. By the way, GG, Boto and Muchez. Look, whatever that means. Bro, big cheers to you. Yeah, that was... No, I see what you mean, bro. That was an incredible, incredible title defense. Like, or incredible title fight. Like, this night of DFC, every week we say this. We know, I don't think they could get better. Like, this card, gonna be hard to top, right? Like, we say it every week. I was honestly scared that DFC 100 might not be able to top like DFC 99 from last week. I was like, God, I wish this card was DFC 100. Like last week, I was like, man, this is just the card. But it's so good to see it. Like, this week has just been so incredible. Like, so incredible. And bro, you've been here for it. You've been a big part of it. I really appreciate that support. Thank you so much, brother. Big cheers to you. Demonology with the generosity on the main and on Coooley Live, bro. Can't believe it. That's amazing. All right, here we go. This is Sound versus Polytheist. A very interesting matchup here. In their first match, Polytheist took the win. Let's cut over to this guy's perspective here. In their first matchup, Poly took the win. Or, I'm sorry, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I could be wrong. I think Sound might have got it. I'm going to have to check this out. All I know is somebody is looking for Revenge, right? The name of DFC 100. Yeah, let's check it out. All stats. Polytheist versus Sound. Yeah, Polytheist won. That's what I thought. Sound was on a murdered in. So Sound is looking to jockey his way back up. He says, you know what? I got to get back in the zone. I got to get back to climbing this DFC ladder and kicking some ass, right? He wants the tough opponents. And here they are. Can he get there versus Polytheist? Can he do it? Polytheist, the Din killer. This guy's insane. Sound looking for his opportunity here. But Sound is in a lot of trouble. He's looking for this big rematch, looking to get in there. Joby was able to pull this off at one point, but Joby's a different kind of guy, right? Sound also very good on the Din. Sound very underrated on the Din. He's very creative. The type of guy that when we saw this guy as champion, he brought in the bow, right? He had the VT with the bow. The first Din we've ever seen to do it. Brings it in, mixes it up, throws it in there when he needs to, gives him an advantage, gives him range advantage in so many matchups. This guy switched it up, was able to obtain that DFC gold from not only the sick Din skill play that he's got, but from his creativity, which I think it does take a combination of both. And man, oh man, one of his only losses was Polytheist. He wanted some challenges, and here they are. Check out Homeboy's quick cast. Yeah, it's insane. Look at how many hotkeys he's got, dude. Punch was rating already. They are dueling, Coooley. All right, shit. All right. GG. There it is. Polytheist gets there in round one. Let's see if we can catch a little bit of that then. Because, yeah, my bad. Let's see if we can catch a little bit of it. We'll switch back and forth between these two. I think these are two great fights to see. I also see Lamp in there getting ready to throw down. Looks like we might be waiting possibly a round two here. We're just going to bounce back and forth opportunistically between these right here. A little bit choppy on Sound stream here. It could just be because fast, incredible Din gameplay. Yep, these guys pulling up. Punch going to the stash. It was so cool to see G-Face on Punch's Barb too. That like makes me really think. Even Fax was saying G-Face like best in slot. Shit's kind of crazy. It's so amazing to see so many people dueling, like ready and waiting, kicking ass. Like, it's so incredible to see it. Like, what a golden age of Diablo 2 we exist in, right? If you think about it, of all the times in the universe we could exist with such great PvP gameplay in one of the best PvP ARPGs of all time. Big hits from Sound, and he's going for the combo. He's going for that three-piece. Trying to sneak in those hits now, and he gets it again. This is incredible. These memberships still coming in from Muchez, bro. Really appreciate it, man. Another big cheers to you, brother. That is just incredible. Yeah, D2 PvP finally broke the surface. Dude, I think it's just always been good. But it's so good to see so many people focusing on it these days. And there it is.
DFC 1HUNDOO top steamers best duelers on earth. Let's GOOO. By the way, GG Botto and Muchez.
Hell yeah, there it is, Demonology. I was hoping that would come through. I was hoping Muchez didn't break the ship. Bro, thank you so much. Really appreciate that. And a big cheers to you. Bro, another big cheers to Muchez. That just took like 10 minutes to get through all those gifted memberships, bro. That's fucking insane. Thank you so much, man. 70 gifted memberships tonight. That's fucking wild. Big cheers, brother. All right. Initially, Polytheist was in trouble. But now he's coming back. Now he's coming back. Oh my god, Muchez. What? What? Holy fuck. Wow, man. DFC 100, baby. Damn, dude. Let's do it again, baby. Big cheers to Muchez. 50 more gifted memberships. That's 100 alone. Like, speak of DFC 100, that's like 100 alone in the last like 15 minutes. That's nuts, bro. That support is huge, man. Official welcome to the team to 120 people courtesy of this guy, man. Holy fuck. Big cheers, brother. That's insane, man. Muchez making it rain. Wow, dude. That's incredible. Toshank just decided he wanted his DFC belt back. From now on, I'll be playing Sin every match. All right. All right. We want to see some... Look, we were all refreshed by that Dazer style gameplay. We want to see... We know Jess has got that kind of aggression. Let's fucking go. And there it is. Polytheist gets there again in round 2 after an initial catch from Sound. Sound looked like he was going to do it there. Nice little 3-piece combo that he got going twice in that duel. That was nasty. I told you, this guy's din skills are on point, dude. Like, that's what got him that DFC title in the first place. And you're also looking at another DFC champion in Polytheist. This guy, the din killer. The more dins he duels, the more he learns how to duel different types of dins. And by that, I mean he never forgets. Like, he just knows. He recognizes. Boom. All right. He's going to do the 3-piece. This is what I got to do. He falls into this pattern. Let's throw it. Like, you know, let's get in there with a molten boulder. This guy just nailing it. Knows what to do all the time. It's incredible. By the way, Kyle, look, it might be a while. Might be a while, Kyle. All right? But I see you because we're living in the future. Kyle says, shout out to Muchez, Demonology, and Bada. Shout out to all the views that keep DFC alive and kicking. Shout out to all the players keeping D2 the best game ever. I'm telling you, bro, big shout out to you for that. That is huge. 70 spot, bro. And I believe that's 100 for DFC 100, bro. That's fucking sick. Thank you so much, man. Holy, look, I'm just quick math. Just quick. It might actually be more. It might actually be more. Cannot thank you enough, brother. That's huge. We're gonna have to cap it off, man. We're gonna have to cap it off. It's that time of night. We're reaching deep into the Evan Williams. Gotta stay stocked up. Previous one was pink lemonade and coconut rum. Not actually bad. Not as bad as I thought it would be. Big cheers again, man. Thank you so much. Muchez and Kyle. You guys are incredible. Yeah, keeps it alive, man. I'm telling you, I saw Llama's video today. I'm not sure if you guys saw that. You should definitely check it out. Nice 3 pieces here from Sound. And he gets there. Incredible chain from this guy. That might be one of the best 3-piece combo chains we've ever seen. That was just constant pressure. Paulie couldn't even get out. Let's look at that again, man. That was insane. Hold on. We might be breaking down here. We gotta go to the ship. Get this replay going. What the actual fuck? Let's check this out. Look at this chain, man. This is one of the... Look at the consistency of it. Boom, 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 dude. That was so good. That was so good. Incredible chain from Sound. That's some high pressure. See, look, I told you, he was looking for these challenging opponents. He wants to come out. He wants to come back out of the woodwork and show that this guy at one point was topped in the DFC, and you can see now for good reason. These skills, if you don't practice them, they get buried somewhere deep. But when you bring out that primal PvP instinct in the heat of battle, boom, that's when you see him come out. And that's exactly what Sound is doing. Did we just see him catch a little bit of cold there? Yeah, Sound does not have cannot be frozen on, which could be a problem with Polytheus Hurricane. Because among all of the fire damage that Polytheus puts on this Shaman Druid, oh my god, and is he gonna do it again? He's still got the swirlies, he still could pull it off. Wow, and Polytheus narrowly escapes that. But among all of the, oh my god, he's just lighting him up, dude, with this three-piece. This is nuts. And big damage from Polytheus there. He's so good at setting these traps. Let's cut over and look and see how Sound is doing, dude. See what that life total's looking like. Oh, he's low. He's extremely low. Looking for his opportunity. A little bit choppy here. That's not on you guys' end. That's on mine. Oh, and there it is. Doesn't quite get there in that one. Polytheus just a little too slippery in that match. Holy shit, that was close, though. 3-1, I believe, in favor of Polytheus. That was nuts. But yeah, like we were saying about Llama's video, I would highly check it out. He does a review of Diablo 2, which it seems to be a trend these days. A lot of people doing like reviews of Diablo 2 years after, and I gotta say I love it. Like honestly, there's a lot of reviews that come out of games sometimes before they even launch, which I find very odd, right? Like everybody's so like they just want to get their reviews out about new games and stuff, and I really think it takes some time to actually review a game, right? So this is kind of a perfect time for people to come out and review Diablo 2. I think Llama had a great review of it. He was talking about PvP, and I left a comment, and I said, you know, he gave it kind of a mid, kind of a mid rating. And I'm like, I kind of disagree. I think you have to compare it to what's out there. Look at like PoE. Look at what you have to do in PoE. You go into PoE, you play this, you have an arena that nobody's ever in, right? So there's no dueling there. You can challenge people randomly. But unless they're like your friends, you know them, they're probably not going to accept, right? What's missing from a lot of these ARPGs, including like Diablo 4, is your ability to just kill people when you want to. If nobody's PvPing in Diablo 2, you just go kill them. There's nothing that you can do. Like, you could just always go hostile and kill people. It's fucking insane. Like, and that's missing, I think, from a lot of ARPGs. It's an experience that I think you should have to deal with. And I think it's what made it's what makes hardcore Diablo 2 what it is. Certainly back in the day. Like, so the PvP isn't just the good-mannered PvP, and there it is. I believe a clutch victory there from Polytheus. GG's, but an incredible performance from Sound. That shit was insane, dude. Just nasty back-to-back three-pieces, dude, and it wasn't even an accident. He just pulls it off in the next round as well. Polytheus just getting it done, though, man. Different kind of player. The Din Killer, if I do say so myself. Punch still live, though. Punch still live. I say we tune into this if he's kicking some ass. And here it is.
Shout out to Muchez, Demonology and Bota. Shout out to all the views that keep DFC alive and kicking. Shout out it to all the players keeping Diablo 2 the best at game.
And there it is. That's exactly the topic we've been talking about right here. Couldn't agree more. Kyle, thank you so much, man. Really appreciate it. Yeah, it's insane. Like, I think you have to look at it compared to what's out there, right? Like, you have to look at it, what are your options for ARPG PvP? They're not much. And Diablo 2 just somehow sets the bar for that. Nice chains there from Best Believe. Punch whirling away. Open his opponent stomps. Oh my god. Look, this is exactly what Jess was talking about. When the barb gets in there, when he tries to do that Zerk, you put that pressure on him, you put those swirls on him, and then you start comboing him. Right? This is exactly what Jess was talking about. That's a beautiful style. Great game plan. And this is why, at the highest level, right? When you get people in there like this, ready to pull off these combos, ready to put that pressure on, I'm surprised it's this close. I'm surprised Punch almost has Best Believe down here. This is nuts. Like, he's very close. But I mean, when you're talking about it at the highest top tier level of gameplay here, this is why it's so hard. It's so hard for the barb, man. Look at these threats. Best Believe just throwing him out there. He's always got an answer when his opponent gets in there close. And it doesn't look like Punch has an Oak Sage to block from some of these random hammers. So he's dancing with death every time he's teleporting away. Oh, for sure. I think he mentioned that. Oh my god, and Punch gets there. Bro, you can't count this guy out. You can't count him out. Punch is the exception to the rule. He's the exception to the rule. It's now 2-3 in favor of Best Believe here, but and this is I believe Nate Diesel. Right? Let me double check. I think this was a matchup of Nate Diesel, who is Best Believe. And this is for title contender right here. This is big. You know, this was the winner of this. Punch is very highly ranked, but Nate Diesel, fun fact, was actually supposed to get the title shot against Muchez tonight until Dazer came in and stole it from him. You kind of feel bad. You know, that was the original card that we had, because I think Nate Diesel certainly deserves it. He's performed so well in the DFC, and so far he's doing very good against Punch. But what's so impressive is that this duel is 2-3, right? An impressive din like Nate Diesel still struggling against a barb like Punch. There's a lot to be said for that. That's huge even at its current score. Muchez, I see you, bro. Holy shit. With a 20 spot. Look, we don't really know with the spaceship. Look, the membership donation busted the airflow converter mechanism. So we don't know how long it's going to take for that to come in. But I just want to say, he says hi. Huge Punch fan here. Me too, dude. This guy is an inspiration. Incredible barb player. DFC Season 2 champ. And still in D2R, a dominant barb player. This duel is so close between these two. Like I said, and you know, we talk a lot of shit in the beginning about barbs. Kind of a joke, right? That they don't have a good matchup.
Hi, huge Punch fan.
Cheers to that, man. Thank you so much for that 20 spot too, Muchez. You are too kind, brother. Really appreciate that, and I cannot thank you enough. Like, literally can't thank you enough. That generosity keeps it all alive, man. Really appreciate it. Big cheers. But like I said, this right now, this is a close duel. Nate Diesel getting in there, trying to finish. He's still, even though Punch is low, he still needs to land that ham, right? He still needs to get in there. I don't think the FOH is going to be enough to finish it in a reasonable time, right? Like, Punch just might be able to kind of outlast that a little bit, looking for his opportunity. The Smite, it looks like he's on Hodo Smite, so that's probably not going to do a lot either. So, unfortunately, Nate still has to get in here with a ham. Like, he's still going to finish this with a hammer. And there it is. Punch evens up the score, making it 3-3. Next round is a big round. This is incredible. Like I said, we were joking around originally. Y'all could see it. You know, when we went up with the profiles, we have that barbarian up there. Look, we ain't fucking around, right? Look at this guy. This is what we say. This guy just, it's an aggressive player if it's very skill dependent though. Like, all of the perks about this, all of the things people talk about being on a barbarian is really player dependent. And man, oh man, even in the background, we see Punch in there. Like, this guy is just incredible. Historically, no matter who's on it, you have a decent matchup versus a Necromancer. But this next little clip right here, bad matchup versus basically everything else, and that's just, I mean, it's sort of a joke, but it's kind of statistics too. Like, it's just how it is, man. It's very skill dependent. You gotta be good on the barb. The barb isn't necessarily gonna be good to you. You gotta keep it rolling. You gotta have that barb gameplay mentality, and Punch certainly has it. A lesson can be learned from all barb players just from watching this guy. He's leagues above most, if not all. Might actually be best barb player. All here for DFC 100. Absolutely incredible. They didn't clear the more. I think I see a quill rat. I see you, Kyle.
They didn't clear the more. I think I seen a quill rat.
Yeah, I heard that kills some players, man. Like, it's... Luckily, I think these guys should be okay. It's only noobs that get killed by quill rats, okay? Like, it's only noobs. I've only seen noob players get killed by them. Like, but these guys should be okay. They only pose a threat to newer players who aren't necessarily great at, like, 3-piece combos and PvP in general. You know, they use, like, poison charms and shit. Like, those types of players. That's the only types of people that I've seen it kill. You know, the people that use poison to make up for skill. Right? That's not something we do here. I mean, like, technically you can do it. It's like it's in the rule, but like, you know what I'm trying to say. Punch with those very short whirls there too. By the way, big cheers to you, Kyle. Thank you so much for that, brother. These very short whirls, you notice how long he actually takes for these whirls. He doesn't quite do it just at the feet. He does it a little bit out, right? He does it a little bit out. I've heard some things about this. I haven't talked about it much because I'm not sure how true it is. But when you do it at the feet like you used to be able to in LOD, it doesn't actually hit right. Like, back in LOD, you could do it at the feet, and you would get all, like, 8 ticks of the whirl in there. Like, it was possible to get hit with all of the... Like, there's so many hits that happen within one whirl.
Demonology is Sue L8 said he plays Xbox WA controller nowadays. But if he still played PC or LLD, then DFC would have a new current prob. Winking face. Hell
yeah, Demonology. That's the spirit, bro. I know how it is. Like, you know, if I wouldn't have lagged that one time, I'd still be champion. You know, but then it's just how it is. It's just how it happens like that sometimes, bro. Look, I totally get it. You know, totally understand. Bro, thank you so much for all your generosity tonight. Really appreciate you, and thank you for that 5 spot. Big cheers. Yeah, short whirls, big performance. So, whirlwinding at the feet, I don't think it necessarily works the same in D2R. This is just a feeling that I get, but I think when you do those extremely ultra short whirls at the feet, you don't get all the ticks of the whirl in. I noticed that against some bosses that I tested against. Wasn't players, but just like PVM bosses. And it very well could be the reason why we're seeing Punch actually just whirl a little bit off the feet. Like, that could be how it really, you know, that could be the real deal. Oh, and there it is, a smite finish from Nate Diesel, making it 4-3. A very close duel and an incredible performance from Punch. Bro, that's huge. That is huge, and gotta remind you, Punch is the guy that took that title in DFC Season 2 from Joby, with Joby on a VT, right? Even harder, in my opinion, to do that versus a good Hammerden, and Nate Diesel is a very good Hammerden. This guy's an up-and-comer, undefeated still in the DFC. Great duel. I'm so surprised to see this so close from Punch, man. Incredible performance.
Punch legend on the barb. Great DFC night.
Couldn't agree more, LPC. Big cheers to that, man. An absolute legend, decorated legend, DFC champ. Guy is so fun to watch. You can really learn a lot just from watching this guy. Incredible dueler. An absolute barb legend that we are watching. We have the pleasure of watching in this DFC match. What an incredible card. All right, let's cut over. We got Tempest going up against Lamp. Oh my gosh. Look, I don't know if he was joking, but he asked for this match back when we switched it off from the main card, so we gave it to him. And here it is. I'm not sure if he was trolling. Not many people ask for a match versus a Cold Sort, right? They don't ask for that kind of mental anguish. But it's it's possible that Tempest is a little off his rocker. Okay? We're going to find out here tonight. By the way, just got a message from Dazer. This is awesome. He says, thank you for the title shot. Hope it was entertaining. What do you guys think? I think that was very entertaining. Incredible performance from all of these guys. Muchez, Dazer was probably one of my favorite fights of the year so far. It's still young in the year, but wow. Like, what an incredible story, an incredible back and forth fight, incredible duelers, decked out. You couldn't ask for more. He says, I'll try to stick to DFCs from now on, again, as long as I can manage it time-wise, and try to defend that belt as long as possible. So happy to hear that.
$100 if Lamp loses.
$100 if Lamp loses? No, fuck, no shot. I think he's got it. And he says, good night to me, to you all. Dazer had sent me a message, it was just recently, and I think he was so honored to be a part of this. It was an honor to have him here. He says he hopes it was entertaining for you guys, and I think it really was. Like, this, what an incredible duel. So good to have him back. It's so refreshing to see his style of gameplay, man. He's incredible. So it looks like we might get a title defense from Dazer. How fucking cool is that? DFC 100, baby. We making history. G, F, and G's. Brody, that's thanks to you, bro. That's thanks to you. Wouldn't have even done it. Wouldn't have even reached out. Wouldn't have even thought, like, oh yeah, Dazer. And he was the only one that accepted to come back. I reached out to CJ, reached out to Vamp the Champ, and Dazer. And I didn't think we were going to get him here. Big cheers to you, brother. Appreciate that. Also, big cheers to you, Muchez. Thanks for that 2-spot, brother. And for all of your generosity tonight, man. I can't even believe it. That's incredible. All right, we see Lamp in game here. Looks like he's got a druid friend that he needs to unparty. You never know how that Oak Sage is gonna... This Gypsy AFK. Ain't no way. 5th mana pool I've done. Tempest, thanks for your patience, brother. Appreciate you. Yo, is Lamp AFK? Just AFK druid partied? Just AFK druid partied? Dude, look, that is typical of a cold sorceress. Have you ever been in a pub game? Have you ever dueled a cold sorceress in a pub game? This is typical cold sorc behavior. You go in, you drop a blizz, you piss people off, they go switch all of their fucking gear, and then the cold sorc sits AFK at the edge of town for about 20 minutes. Until you figure out that they're AFK, go switch your gear, then they step out, drop another blizz, and fucking save and exit. This is... Bro. This is what cold sorcs do. This is what they do. Side match Toshank Trap versus Gators Druid. Bro, that's just a shit show for the Trapsin. A lopsided shit show. Yeah, well, technically, Brody, it's on the main channel. It's on the live page of the main channel, so you should be able to see it. You could go back later and check it out. It was actually really cool. We had some insane duels. We had MrLlamaSC in there, Barricade. Like, oh, it was cool. It was really cool, man. Yeah, it was some good times. Want to turn stream on for Coooley? We're watching it. Bro. Bro, we're watching it. These guys, look at all of these guys in the game right here. You got AFK Cold Sorceress. These guys just got in here. Max is in the game, so you know these guys, at least some percentage of these guys are sitting back smoking one up to this. It's very likely that all of them are, if I had to guess. Right? We're now at that part in the DFC. And a big cheers to that. I watch all DFC. It takes me almost a week to watch them all. Yeah, dude. Bro, that's so cool, man. I really appreciate that, Brody. Like, just being there, enjoying it. I'm so glad that you enjoy it, dude. You've been here for so much of it, too. Like, you know, so much of the journey. And you've got to see us from, like, very early on to what it is now. Look, we've got Barb assets where we can talk shit, you know, about Sorceress Eye and all of this. Like, look at this. Look. So I can sit back and I can say, look, Santiana, when I'm on a sorceress, look, fire cold, we're the fastest casters, we're evasive, we got that energy shield. See, we got these assets now where I can, that is Santiana, by the way. You see her beautiful, sexy self? That is Santiana in the flesh. You're actually looking at Santiana. You see, we've got good matchups versus Paladin, Necro Druid, some of the best in the game. But unfortunately, we're never going to beat Muchez with this fucking thing. So now we got to rethink our entire lives. Right? Now we got to actually get good. So, I guess, for now, fuck the sorceress, right? Gotta give up on that one. But look, we got some assets now. We come a long way. Come a long way for that first DFC, man. I'm in the Stoner Lounge game on D2R. Gertie is less than Foozer, who's less than Gators, who's less than Toshe. All right. All right. Remains to be seen. We're gonna have to duke it out. We're gonna have to figure that one out.
I can't carry anymore.
Bruno says, so glad you reached out and asked me to come back. Oh yeah, also we reached out to Bruno, dude. Bruno's just a savage. He says, so glad you reached out to me to come back. It's great to see that if I stick to my guns, I might have something going on with this Proctin of mine. Finally got a round win in, and hell, I got 2. That was really cool. That was such a special match, man. I love seeing it.
I can't carry anymore.
Incredible dude, man. That was seriously one of my favorite fights of all time, seeing that between those two guys. Just two of the most creative. Like, that duel was meant to happen. And I'm so glad we got to see it in DFC 100. All right, this is Lamp doing what Cold Sorceresses do in pub games. It also looks like, okay, just making this observation, he's an ES, like, immortal style Cold Sword. You see that Gurk Sanctuary on him? That's obviously D Fathom. He might have a 322 open socket helm there. He might even have a DR helm. He might actually have a 3-socket DR helm. God, I want to see that, dude. Dude, AFK. But you know what? GVN is on. GVN's going up against Max Zajcek. Is he going to be able to take it down? This is the second time tonight we're going to get to see an aggressive Sin player. Max, I believe, is going on Ghost Sin.
All the shite talk about cold sorks might bring Doombringer here to drop a blizz on your head. Tears of joy.
You never know what's going to bring him out of the woodwork, do you, Kyle? You never fucking know. Before you know it, Doombringer up in here, dropping blizzes on people. Shit should be crazy. Bro, thank you so much for that 5 spot, man. Big cheers to you. And here it is. Max gets in there, hyper-aggressive Ghost Sin style gameplay, and he's getting in there versus GVN. Big damage. He backs off for some reason, though. I wonder why. He might be letting that open wounds and that poison do the work so he can get in there and finish with Mind Blast. Kind of a smart play. But now GVN on Telly Boa's on duty. This is going to force Max to actually catch him. He's not quite Mind Blast PK, but he might be like 3 or 4 Mind Blast PK. But you never know. Dodge, avoid, evade could actually just suck up some of those, right? Dude, if GVN comes back to win this is huge. GVN might actually have some open wounds on this build as well. And he did some pretty significant damage to Max in that exchange. It was very interesting to see Max back off there. But he does get it. He does get it with the Mind Blast PK. And there it is. Telly's-ons are bait. Never go Telly versus Ghost. Interesting. Holy shit, Max is playing a meta build? Not necessarily for him. I wouldn't call Ghost meta necessarily. We've seen 2 go. We've seen East and we've seen Riz for like the Ghost players. Like, they're very rare. But Max was Max actually asked to I have been keeping these helms for him. You remember when we have those gamble nights and we find those 320, 3 Shadow Masteries, 20 cast helms, the magic ones, and we're like, oh shit, yeah, we'll keep some of these for Max. We gave him 3 of those, right? Because we knew that he wanted those for like a special build. Apparently this was it. It was his Ghost Sin build. But like, he socketed all 3 of those today and fucking missed on all of them. Like, he got 1 socket on all of them. So I felt bad, so I just gave him one of the ones that I had socketed and got 2 sockets so that he could build his Sin. Yeah. Yeah, right. No, Max playing on a meta build, then an off meta build. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's always a weird build. It's always a weird Sin build, that's for sure. Toshank, also a Twirl Girl player. Yeah. Toshank, aggressive style, I wouldn't doubt it. It's actually refreshing to see Sins do that. It was so refreshing to see Dazer play like that. Because we don't see it enough from Sins, right? Like, you don't see that style enough. A lot of times you just see a lot of traps being laid down. You see the trappers laying them from like off-screen, CT casting them, which is great. I mean, it's effective. There's skills in that style of gameplay as well. So, you know, that's your distance. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just not necessarily as exciting as seeing someone like Dazer get in there, get the whirls, mix up the game plan, like just play on a different level. So, you know, hey, if Toshank is on that Sin, I hope that's the style of gameplay we get to see from him sometimes. Like, granted, there's some matchups you just can't do it. It just doesn't make any sense to do it. You're not ever doing that against a Din. Like any Din. You're not doing it against a Smiter, you're not doing it against a Hammer Din. Big damage there from GVN, but Max is winning these exchanges. Max also has a plague on here, not just for the open wounds. It's the lower res is interesting. I think, yeah, he's probably just using the plague for the open wounds. He's probably just trying to cut him open. Makes sense. That it totally makes sense that that's Max's game plan now, because that's why he backed off when he had him pretty low. It totally makes sense. That's his game plan. Get in there, get some vicious whirls, cut him open, finish later. Playing with his food a little bit. And there it is, 2-0 so far for Max. Oh, good point. Good point. It does help with that. Yo, GVN just gonna leave those ceremonial jabs on the ground like that? Did you even check for F, bro? Those could be LLD gold. To us, an open wounds build, as in a whirlwind Sin. Yeah. Bro, we like lifted those restrictions on open wounds for Sins because truthfully, it's just getting so sickening seeing Sins just lay down fucking traps all the time. It's just like, I don't even care about open wounds. Just get in and fucking do something. Like, you know what I mean? Make it exciting. I feel like I'm gonna eat that at some point and be like, Sins are just too overpowered. But you find yourself in the same spot with the trap skill, right? It can be boring if there's like certain players playing it. It's kind of overpowered to the point where like now with all of the buffs, it probably could easily just catch a GM ban, but it's too iconic too. It's like the skill multi-shot where like it's so overpowered and annoying and like too good, right? They would be okay technically without it. Like the Sin class wouldn't die without trap. You'd still have Ghost. You'd probably have a fair Sin class. But you just can't do it. It's like too iconic. Even with 75 poison res, you still can't out-tank a Ghost with Telly. Yeah. So perhaps this is one of the matchups where he just wants to have more damage. But yeah, that's totally true. I forgot about that with lower res, Primo. It does hurt the poison res too. But even with 75, I just feel like it's tough. Yeah, and there it is. I wouldn't be surprised if Max just gets out of there now. No, Max is chasing. Max is chasing. He's chucking those blades there too. Blade Sentinel. He might even have, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, he's got Blade Shield up too. Blade Shield hits way harder than you might think it does. Like when you're up close and you have that Blade Shield going, if you have a weapon that actually does a lot of damage, that Blade Shield fucking hurts. Like that actually chunks people pretty good. So it just makes it so that eventually if you have a decent weapon, like high damage, you can actually just telelock people when they're low and it will kill him. Between like the Shadow Bay knocking them out of their teleport animation and the Blade Shield, eventually you're just going to get there. And there it is, the Mind Blast finish from Max, and a 3-0 so far. Wow. This is good for the stats, I gotta say. Looking at it this way, it's the only time we've seen Sin players take out Zons in recent history has been when they go full max block shield, crazy kicks in bullshit, right? And it's miserable. It feels bad for the Zon. But this is an interesting duel. Max going full ghost here. Assassin equals New Age Shin. Ban them both. In search of NYC Maxims. Yep, yeah, let's do it. Let's check it out. I don't see him streaming his standpoint, or otherwise I would jump into it. Y'all gonna see this real quick. Kyle actually sent me this earlier. This was what was going on. This was happening on the Barricade stream, right? This was happening. Look at this guy's reaction. We're just showing off all the kills. Just a perfect still frame there too. This says everything. This says everything you'd want to know about the events that ensued that night. It says everything. So much in one screenshot. Good screenshot, Kawa. It's actually pretty incredible. Man, what a night so far of DFC fights. What an incredible, unforgettable DFC 100. I'm so glad this you guys all turning up for this and you know, showing up for it, supporting it, keeping it going, like, and making this the great event that it is, man. The war crimes we could never mention again. Yeah, what a guy. That was nuts. Yeah, I would love to, Max, if you don't mind. Yeah. Max says he's willing to stream it. We would love to see. I think it looks like he's going. Looks like he's going for it. Let's switch over. Max POV. Here we go. Max POV. 35 FPS is AIDS. Yeah, that's what Max is rolling at. I assume it's only a strategic sort of thing. I assume it's a strategical adjustment from Max. Yeah, he's clearly in the United States with that kind of ping. Clearly. I would guess East Coast. Where all of the ping is bad. Look at the 78. Yep. You can just tell. You can just look at people's ping and you know exactly where they're from. If it's like 100 plus, it's like EU. If it's like 0, it's Canada. if it's above 60, East Coast America. Like 34 FPS, he's on that Vito spec. Yeah, appreciate that, JLK. Big cheers to you guys. Really appreciate. And big cheers to Muchez and Botosaurus tonight. That support is huge, man. All you guys, Kyle as well. Holy shit. Big cheers to you guys. These duels have been incredible. Max getting in there. You can see now more of what he's doing. Look, he's actually launching Blade Sentinel there too. Long whirl. That could have cost him. That could have cost him right there. Those long whirls are like a death sentence, especially if your opponent's got that multi-shot up. Man, it feels bad. Max going for that name lock, getting those whirls in there. Getting punished, though, by GVN this time. I say that just as he knocks him back. GVN looking to teleport away. And he ends up eating quite a bit of whirls there for his troubles. So Max has actually adopted a new way. Look at the way that he CT casts. So, like, when he CT casts, look how short of a time span his window is up. Like, look at that. It's like a frame. It's a frame, dude. He's got a new way of CT casting that he was mentioning in stream the other day, and he's like, okay, I've been CT casting wrong my entire life. So apparently, this is something that I guess I try to do, but maybe I'm not as quick at it. Maybe I'm not quite understanding this, but this is what he said. you bring up the C button, right? And then you hit the close window button. And you just get in the habit of doing that. I always hit escape. I'm not exactly sure what the close window button is. If there's one that just specifically closes a window, or if it's escape, or if it's the same button. But whatever Max is doing, he says, bring up the screen and hit the close window button, like, immediately. And that gets him there. Like, not sure what it is. Okay, that's what I thought. I thought it was escape. Like, that's what I hit. But that just seems like regular CT casting to me. I don't know, but for whatever reason, his CT casting is fast as shit now. Minus spacebar, so there is actually a key to close all windows. That's what I thought too. Why not just like double tap C or hit escape or something? Spacebar is clear. Yeah, that like okay. Okay. I have my Oak Sage hotkeyed on spacebar and I'm not gonna switch. Right? Close window is in clear screen. Okay. Laptops are on purpose, so I think you with that jet engine going in the background, I would know I have that issue. Unofficial co-host of the DFC and resident troll is Cooliolo, right? Yeah, dude. Yeah, unofficial host. There it is. GG's, and Max gets there with a 4-0 victory. Incredible, dude. Yeah, like, honestly, I didn't expect it. Max was a little worried about that matchup. I feel like when I specifically with all Zon versus Sin matchups, just because I didn't want to see an incredibly miserable shutout for the Zon going up against the Sin. For this one, with every Zon v Sin matchup, has to be a dual claw Sin, right? Like, have all the block you want on dual claw. And surprisingly, the Sins won tonight. Surprisingly. Perhaps this is just a good-mannered rule in the future, right? You don't need it. Look at this, Max showing off the gear. This is his ghost setup. Look, I take a little bit of pride in that helm right there. That's a sick dono. Oh, he's got Maxer charms in there? Max with the Maxers and the Shadow Disciplines charms, the Poison charms, preparing for what's coming his way. Yeah, sick setup, dude. And that's Max's ghost setup. He's showing off the skills here. Very nice. He says warrior is interesting. Interesting, dude. Is that what he's using? Did he use Shadow Warrior? She casts Sentinel. When I tell him. I used Warrior. And switched to Master for Mind Blast PK. What? Max always on that next level shit. What, dude? So apparently the Master casts that Blade Sentinel that we were seeing. And or I'm sorry, the Warrior does, and Master casts the Mind Blast. So he switched between these mid-duel to like make his Shadow AI fucking pet do exactly what he wanted. That's insane. I might try Ghost Blade with 60 in blades. Holy shit, that's insane. That's incredible. But I didn't want to experiment in live DFC. Wow. We're gonna be seeing some far more creative shit, I would imagine, from this guy in the future. That's nuts. GG Max. That's I'm gonna say it was all because of my helm that is the reason he got there. It was all my helm that got him there. Without it, man, he would have lost. That 322 open socket helm. Easy. Fun stuff. Actually, Coooley, this is your helm. I use Lolo Wisp helm. Yeah, I figured. I knew it. It was a very calculated donation. Max was a little worried about it. I thought for sure that we were going to have, I thought it was going to be tough. Like, the way he was worried about it. I asked him if it was a fair matchup to go, like, CC, because I didn't want him to feel, like, devastated that he couldn't use max block. Because he beat up on Muchez with max block at one point. And it was kind of miserable to watch, not going to lie. Kind of felt bad for Muchez. I'm like, He just got in there, kicked willy-nilly. I think he even switched to mosaics at one point because he's like, it doesn't fucking matter what claw I have. Like, he just gets in there and kicks. He has max block. He can't get hit. He doesn't care. Like, it was kind of miserable. And I was like, we got to see something different. Like, I know it's possible. I remembered the days of Dazer when he would get in there very hyper aggressively, and I was always under the impression, because of Dazer's gameplay, that a hybrid Sin was not good for Zon. Like, that the hybrid Sin would just win. And then you have people like GVN stepping in. You have Muchez that are just ripping apart Sins. And I'm like, well, I guess statistically, Zon wins. But it just could be, it could be that we don't really need 75 block ever on a Sin. Like, it just could be. We could go back to that rule. That was a rule at one point in DFC history, but I think we switched it because we're just so sick of seeing Sins like cast traps and not do anything. So we're just like, all right, get in there and do something. By the way, we're now watching Lamp. He's on his cold sorceries. He's got Gurk's Pavis as a shield here. This is interesting. In the DFC, he's not even, is he not even ES? He's not even ES. What an interesting choice. He might be using Gurks to negate the Mind Blast damage that is coming from Tempest. So that would be my guess. He's using that to sort of negate a little bit of the, you know, he can suck up a lot of the damage from the traps with like T-Gods, and he can negate more of it with Gurk's Pavis. Because it also has magic damage reduced. Yeah, he just got blown up by traps and didn't die. Like, that's really cool. So that's part of his strategy. Like, to survive the overpowered damage of those traps, he's just getting in there. He probably has T-Gods, probably has a 10% Wisp, and very likely that Gurk's Pavis is trying to clean up the rest of that damage, or at least a significant portion of the rest of that damage. That's interesting. Yeah, I think so too. The Sin could... I'm a big fan of that, Go Gators. Like, a lot of Sins don't like to give up that 102 cast, like, no matter what, especially versus a Sorceress. I honestly think that with between Claw Block and between, like, 40 Sorb on it, like, you go with the 40 Sorb setup, 315 Cold Res and 40 Sorb, I think suddenly it just becomes easy for the Sin. Like, you just push it, you can get aggressive, you can Mind Blast, you can let Shadow Bay do some work, you can throw the traps down. I just think it's like... that's just the way to go. No name lock November. I was showing off Bartek setup. Oh shit! Sorry about that. Sorry, Max. I kind of figured that there might be some interesting shit going on. There always is with you. But I was like, I also saw Lamp go live again, and I was like, all right, he's back from AFK. We got to get on this. It didn't use because GVN had poison though. Needed plague. For 15 rep life cools? No shit. Yeah, oh, for 15 rep life. Oh, on Gurks. I see what you mean. I see what you mean, Primo. Okay. 15 rep life. I mean, it also negates some of the Mind Blast damage. It's an interesting choice. I would figure that there's better ways to get rep if he's only using it for that, right? Like... he could just pull a max and go Dole Shield. And there it is, taken out by those traps, very crucially, very strategically placed by Tempest. Insane. Let's cut over to Tempest's point of view here. This guy, full trapper. Underrated dueler, I think, of the DFC is Tempest. This guy, very good on trap. Usually goes pure trapper, too. You know, it's rare to see Tempest start mixing in the whirls, but he can do it. We've seen it before. I play all Sins except FPK Trapper. Yep. Yep. Dude, he's Vita. He's a Vita Sork. No ES. I was surprised. When I saw the Gurks, I was like, there's no shot he's not ES. Like, he switched to, like, some style of 88% ES pseudo-immortal sorceress, which I'm like, that's awesome. But no, he's full Vita. Very weird. Very weird. But interesting. I love seeing Gurks. Is that it? Was that GG's? Or are these guys still going at it? Okay, no, they're just talking shit in town. Yeah. It's so cool to see the creativeness of, like, I think the DFC has brought out some of the most creative duelers in all of D2 PvP history, Max included. Like, you always see this guy always on something ridiculous, like some sort of different sin that somehow he makes effective, like somehow cracks the code of his opponent. You see people like Bruno, you see people like Montriana trying different crazy shit. And the funny thing is that somehow in DFC matchups and the way that it works, it just works, right? Like, there comes a time and it just works. We see these awesome matchups, like the one between Montriana and Bruno tonight. It's amazing. You always see Max pull off these ridiculous wins against people that you wouldn't think that he's going to beat, but he just cracks the code. He figures it out. You know, we've seen, I got to say, dust off the shoulder a little bit. All right. We see more Sins using bows now. Okay. Like, kind of cool. We see some creative shit. Some shit that I would have never thought of, like VTs using bows. Like, that's just insane, man. It's really cool to see. And then you also see the other side of that. You see the people that are fully committed to what I wouldn't call them cookie cutter builds, but like the standard meta, and they've just mastered it. You know what I mean? They're definitely not cookie cutter builds because they're all of like the best items ever. The 45 lifers, the 25s, like the 320/20s. You know, they're like dream builds for most players. But like, those players have committed to those builds, learned the ins and outs, learned the matchups of their opponents, and mastered them. And you get to see it all in the DFC. It's so cool, man. Like, I was thinking back on that the other day. I'm just like, it's so nuts to see the variety of different PvP that has come from this. It's just insane.
I am overvoted.
Time limit for changes? Not necessarily. Like, if someone's just taking too long, we just switch to something else. See, as Max once put it, it was so funny. We got in there, we tried to ref one of his duels, right? As Max once so gallantly put it, Coooley, let him duel. This is a real duel, right? The duel was taking a long time, and he's like, Coooley, this is a real duel. Truer words were never spoken. Sometimes the real duels take a long time. Right. We haven't seen any of it tonight. Tonight has been all action-packed. Like, this has been pretty crazy. But I think, like, right there, the crucial part of the DFC too is, like, you don't necessarily want to see any, like, surprise wins. You know what I mean? Where, like, you don't really know what your opponent's doing. Like, you don't know what they're wearing, what their setup is. Like, it's kind of good to know what your opponent's on so you can prepare for it. But every once in a while, yeah, that leads to, okay, all right, I got to make some swaps. I got to do this. I got to, I got to hit the stash. I got to figure this out. Like, it's interesting because PvP is an item game, but not as much as it is a skill game. The items sort of complement your skill. You can have all the items. You can have the best items, but if you don't know how to use them, and if you don't know in what matchup to bring this in, to employ this strategy, you could have the best items in the world and it just doesn't matter, right? Like, it's very interesting. It's one of the best balances that you could possibly ask for in the game. And I think very, very much so overlooked, that D2 is such a balance of skill and items. The itemization is just so perfect in this game. Yeah, Kyle knows what's up. The cold swords just go AFK. It's part of what they do, right? It's, you get the kills, you drop the blizz, you go AFK after everybody switches everything. It's just no surprise, right? This is nothing new. This is what we know. Tempest very aggressive, catching that name lock, chasing his opponent, keeping down constant traps. Another thing that's just very good about the Sin, and this is something that we mentioned in the Sin lineup, right? I'm not sure if we've seen this. We'll look at it between the rounds in case anybody doesn't know kind of the natural advantages of the Sin, although I'm pretty sure we've seen it tonight. It'd be nice to have a nice little reminder. One of the things we talk about is, like, the important skills. In all of those breakdowns, we mentioned the most important defensive skills, or the most important defensive aspects that characters have, right? That kind of sets them apart, gives them a good natural defense. So for example, for a Din, it's the Holy Shield, gives you nasty defense. It's really hard to hit through that. It's why we had to use Enchant versus Barricade, and we're still struggling to hit him. It's just such high defense. It's good max block. But one of the things on a Sin that I think newer players, if you're just looking at how the Sin plays, you're looking at how to aggress, you could so easily forget about weapon block, which is a skill in the Sin's lineup that saves her from so much shit. And it's so easy to miss in a duel in PvP because it's just a quick tink, like they blocked something, right? But that skill can block Blizzard, it can block hammers, it can block physical attacks. It can't block smite, it can't block impale, but it can block a lot of shit, like shit that regular blocking just can't handle, right? So it's insane that you can still get up to like a 60% plus block with weapon block, and it blocks things that you shouldn't be able to block. So it's kind of crazy. Like it's a unsung hero of the Sin class. Oh, no worries, William. Sometimes Montriana is so kind to do timestamps. He might do it for this. We'll see. It's we had, thanks to Montriana, one of the creative barb dueler that got a win tonight, his first DFC win. This guy's been doing timestamps in the past. He's done some timestamps for DFC episodes, and it's really cool. But we make no promises. We make no promises. It's really cool when it happens. It's tough to go back. Dude, but the whole thing has just been like action-packed. This has been like one of the nastiest events. It's been so crazy. Pretty sure Piwa said these are the highest tier duels on D2R. Yeah, why do you think he doesn't duel? Everybody talks about Piwa being the best, but we ain't never seen him in the DFC. He's fucking scared. That's what it is. He knows. He knows. Believe it. He's EU. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there's that too. And there it is. Lamp gets there, dude. Lamp also a very underrated player, I think. This guy is a different kind. Oh my God, he's made some sick changes. He's got that lifer armor on. He has a lifer armor with 4 facets in it. Like, this guy's got a very interesting Cold Sork setup. He made some changes there. This guy's a very interesting dueler because a lot of times what we see from Cold Sorceress is very cautious gameplay, right? You know, they have the ability to do massive damage with that Blizz, but the thing is, they're typically so weak. You know what I mean? If you get in there, you nail them, like, they're pretty much down because a lot of times they have to commit to that full Vita. Right? That full Vita is what gets them there. It's what gets them that Sunder style damage, right? Ripping their opponent's resistances away. And a lot of times they have to commit to weird setups like this. Like even Doombringer has a J mod, like Jeweler's Monarch of Deflecting, 4 open socket 30/20 that he has 4 5/5 facets in, right? Just to break further that resistance of his opponent and be able to block all of their stuff. It's so insane. But it forces you sort of, with the current setup of these, forces you into that Sunder setup where you're ripping your opponent's resistances away, trying to punish them hard, but it's kind of like high risk, high reward, right? Like you get in there, you get punished for it. A lot of times they're full Vita. They don't have the skill points to invest in defensive skills such as Energy Shield, which is going to save them, make them a lot more tanky. Y'all have seen it before. Whenever I duel on the ES Fireballer, Santiana, or whenever we see Root on an ES Fireballer, same sort of thing. The Sorceress suddenly can tank a lot more than you think, right? Like a lot of people take the Sorceress as a squishy sort of character, but there's only really one build of the Sorceress that's that squishy. It's the Cold Sorceress full Vita, right? Or it's really any Sorceress that you go full Vita on. As soon as you put points reasonably and commit intelligently to ES, the Sorceress is one of the toughest characters in the game. So, but with a Cold Sorceress, they often are forced with the skill point allocations, damage, that Sunder setup to give up the defensive skills. So it's high risk, high reward, almost like glass cannon style of Sorceress. Now, that being the case, a lot of Cold Sorceresses are defensive, but Lamp gets in there. Lamp is defensive. You kind of have to be on a Cold Sword, but he's a little more aggressive than you would think. Like he gets in there. He looks for his shots. Like, he gets in there way closer than most sorceresses be comfortable with. So it's really refreshing to watch this guy duel. Yeah, see, like, look at this. He's running away, but he'll pause right there in traps, looking for that name lock, being like, okay, I might take a trap, like, but it's going to be worth it, because if I hit you through your claw block, this is going to hurt way more than your trap. Like, I love that gameplay from Lamp, and he's just like a predator, dude, just circling around Tempest here, not really giving him a lot of angles to escape, right? Knowing that Tempest is going to be a long-range dueler too. There it is. Tempest sees his angle. He's like, I got to get the hell out of here, man. Closing the distance and getting those kicks in, though. Interesting. I'm not sure if he was going for Fire Blast or kick there, but Tempest closed the distance. Now, if you time that right, it can be very good, because when the Sorceress drops that Blizz, it's one of the few skills that there's a big cooldown for. So when that Blizz goes off and it misses, if you close the distance, it's kind of free hits at close range. Like, they could Ice Blast you for sure, but they're probably just looking to get away at that point. So it's very likely just some big close range hits after closing that distance. Very technical. Yeah, ES cap is 88% in the DFC. No 95, just because the duels would last forever. How do I know? I have an ES Sorg, and the second that 95 ES, like, if enough people ask for it, they're just like, we can't do DFC unless it's 95, dude, we got to do it. The second it's 95, every Santiana duel that you ever see me in might actually be at least an hour long on a good day. Because we're going to go full immortal, and when we get low, we're just going to lates it. We're going to rep back that life. Let me out. You got to leave town. It's unintentional, but yeah, you have to go out. It's unintentional, but you got to get out of there. If he's a dick and camps the town, whatever, it is what it is. That's the drawback. He can technically do it. See, we wouldn't necessarily you wouldn't necessarily DQ for towning unless you're doing it purposely to avoid like a ton of incoming damage. So, like, you got a ton of arrows on you, and you go to town to escape them. Like, let's say Muchez has, like, 17 guideds on you, and you're like, oh, shit, you teleport into town. It would probably be a warning, and if you do it again, like, just DQ. Like, or it might even just be an auto round loss. Like, but regardless, it happens all the time accidentally. But the thing is, when you town, you got to go back out. Like, just immediately just go back out. Your opponent can be a dick and just camp the town. And then, like, whatever, you gotta take it. You gotta take it. You gotta get out of there. Can't stay in town. Yep, first ever DFC town camp? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Go Gators just says, Fire Blast can be pretty effective. Smiles leaves. Yeah, and you didn't think you'd see town camping in a GM match. Well, here we go. This is the DFC, all right? There's rules, but we'll stop there. There's rules, but there's some weird shit you can get away with. Like, technically, there's no rule that says you can't drink all of the mana pots in the mana pool. It's just kind of a dick thing to do. But you can technically do it. There's no rules to say you can't camp the mana pool. You can technically do it. You see. That's all I'm saying. There's rules, but luckily we haven't seen any complete dicks. I was expecting it from Barricade today. I'm not gonna lie. Dueling him the other day, that guy comes from the BM camp of dueling, dude. Like, straight BM, win by any means. I was fully expecting it. I'm like, the second I get him low on this barb, he's gonna be right around that mana pool. I'm never gonna get a shot. No, it was some good duels though, but I fully expected it. I was like, he's gonna look right through that rule and be like, so I can drink all these? I can camp this? I fully expected it.
Hey Coooley, would you ever consider a DFC race for ladder? Contenders train up a character for about 3 to 4 weeks of ladder and fight with found gear.
By the way, first of all, Dead Parrot, thank you so much, dude, and a big cheers to you for that 5 spot, brother. Second of all, yeah, it isn't the first time that the idea has been bounced around. The big challenge with that, though, is getting the sort of commitment for it, right? Like, you might have maybe like 3 or 4 players that at best would be interested in doing such a thing. Granted, it would be cool, right? Like, it would be cool. The thing is the interest. And what we've learned from doing 100 episodes of DFC Unlimited. Oh my God, and Lamp gets there again, evening up the score at 2-2. That's what I'm telling you, boys. This guy's good. Underrated Cold Stork here. But, you know, the problem is just getting the interest in it. And after 100 episodes of DFC Unlimited and 3 seasons of DFC, we've noticed the one thing, and that is you got to kind of go where the interest is and meet people where the interest is, right? So it's like, and work with what you have. So, like, essentially, it's not like we set this up and brought in the duelers, right? The duelers were there. You know, there was a big interest in, like, the non-ladder PvP, and we sort of became a part of it. So now it's like, at that point, with such an event, you're kind of chasing interest that might not necessarily be there from a lot of people. So it's like, it's a cool idea. The big thing would be interest. Like, there might not be a lot of especially top tier duelers that are interested in doing such a thing. It's kind of a big time commitment too, which is, you know, that was another thing. If you've noticed about the DFC, you have like one duel in the night, right? So you get this matchup, you kind of get to prepare, you get to think, and then, you know, you might sit around, you might be watching. Thankfully, we have some patient people that wait in the Discord to, you know, share their stream, share their stream. But, like, it's not a huge time commitment, right? A lot of times with tournaments, they really are. If you've ever seen like a tournament put on for D2 PvP, a lot of times with brackets, they last like 4 or 5 hours that each player has got to be in there when someone goes AFK or has got a piss or something, like, just holds the whole thing up. So, like, there's all of those factors that come into play. And with an event like that, I totally agree it would be super cool. Again, it's just the interest and the time commitment that is the toughest part, I think, to get to, like, have people interested in such a thing. But yeah, not a horrible idea. I love it. That's a great idea. Please make it happen. Missed the beginning half or in main channel. As in adding timestamps to the video after. Oh, yeah, we talked about that, Brody. Sometimes it happens. It's tough to do, though. Like, sometimes we have the blessing of Montreana. He'll go through. Like, he's done this for a few episodes in the past, and he's put timestamps in it. Like, I say a few. It's been a lot. And he's put timestamps in there, which is really cool. It's just so hard to go through. And here's the thing. I feel bad for him when he's actually going through and trying to get timestamps, because sometimes we'll bounce back and forth between duels. So it isn't like one chunk is like an entire duel. We'll have, like, one round, then it takes too long, and we're like, all right, we'll go to this duel, and then we bounce back to the other one. Like, it's tough. You know, cheers to Montreana for actually putting some of those together, because it not easy to follow always. Yeah, it's tough to do. Yeah, his name means number one. It was a Chinese name, but he's using the characters to look like the hashtag or the pound symbol for, like, number, and then the closest character that looks like 1. It's an interesting name. I love it. We didn't get it for a while, but now we understand. 5 corner stack. Oh, strategic shit talk here. Temp is scared of that lamp. You say, I'm going to sit here right in this 5 stack. Lamp calling right out on it. He says, oh, we having that kind of duel? Strategic shit talk from Tempest, trying to get in the head of his opponent here. Oh, big trap there, though, from Tempest. Now Tempest pushing the pressure. See, look, it's fun when the shit talking happens in the blood more. That's what I say. Back in the old days of LOD, low-level dueling, a lot of duels were won in town. That's where all the shit-talking and all the technical dueling happened. Eventually, somebody would save and exit and get fed up with the shit. It was more like the WWE, right? At least now there's an opportunity when someone's shit-talking in the more, you can just go kill them. That's the best kind of strategic shit-talk, if you ask me. Big hits from Tempest. Tempest looking okay here, too. I'm not sure if he's taking a lot of damage. He looks pretty healthy from a quick name check. Let's take a look. Oh, he's not streaming anymore. Hard telling, but with a quick name check, he looked fine. It could be the life glitch. There's a life total glitch in D2R. It's unique to D2R. Didn't exist in LOD. But oh, and there it is. Tempest gets there. Now the score is 3-2. Could be one more win for Tempest, cinching this up. But wow, what a back and forth. Bro, I think Tempest underestimated Lamp here. Like, granted, it's never fun to duel Cold Stork, don't get me wrong, right? But I think Lamp, very underrated, but so is Tempest. Like, both of these guys, equally underrated. Like, a lot of people might look past Tempest, but Tempest is a savage sin. And so is Lamp. Lamp is a savage sorceress. Yeah. By the way, from the future, Kyle, I see you. You're totally right. That's where the strategic shit talk term came into play. In fact, it was part of Vamp the Champ's like phase 3. Was the or it might have been phase 2. Strategic shit talk was phase 2. Yeah, it was insane. I think it's 3-2. I'm pretty sure. I'm 95% on the fact it's 3-2 in favor of Tempest. There it is. Wait for it.
Vamp was the king of shite talk. Won him duels.
Kyle knows what's up. Kyle, long-term watcher of these DFC duels, right? Vamp the Champ. We talk about this guy all the time. We featured him in the little montage at the start of the show, right? This guy, he had 4 phases is what it came down to. Phase 1 was good duel, well played, right? It was just him. He was sometimes aggressive, like, you know, would get in, would have no respect for your playstyle. That was phase 1. And if he tears you up in phase 1, which he did most players, just good duel, good mannered, right? Phase 2 was he would start the shit talk. He would criticize your playstyle, right? He would criticize your playstyle. Like, you know, you'd be like, you can't stay off screen. You can't, you know, you've got to aggress here. Your range is shorter. He'd criticize your playstyle. Phase 3 was straight up, no longer thought behind it. Just like, son of a bitch, like ridiculous curses, like clear frustration, right? And certainly limited aggressive play. And phase 4 was full on off-screen invisible bone spirits, no longer talking. You're no longer gonna see me on screen. Phase 4 meant you really pissed off Vamp the Champ, and he was gonna beat you by any means possible. It was so interesting to see the 4 phases come out in various duels. There was only one exception to the rule, and it was Maddie on the Druid versus Vamp the Champ on the Necro. Maddie won the duel, and I don't think Vamp ever came out of phase 1. It was just good duel. He actually enjoyed the duel. He thought Maddie was a very good aggressive player. Just straight compliments. I was like, wow, we will never see this again. We never did. It was insane. Actually, no, I take that back. He did enjoy dueling Riz. And Riz's aggressive gameplay. Granted, he beat Riz. But yeah. It's 2-2, they said it? Okay. I got 3 Vita Hex Charms and a White Ring for sale on D2R non-ladder if anyone needs. Yeah, sign me up. Best I could do is 10 forum gold. All right? Best I could do. All right, look, we got to put this in the shop. It'll probably stay on the shelf for a while. All right, we got to make a profit here too. Best, I might be able to go to 15. And there it is. Tempest gets there again. A certain 3-2 now. Yeah, Tempest dancing around now. You see this, like Tempest making it very tough for Lamp to guess where he's coming in from and to guess where his traps are. Tempest has figured out Lamp's style, and he's laying traps in unpredictable places, right? And approaching from angles that make Lamp think that his traps are in different places. And before you know it, Lamp goes to teleport away, and there's a 5-stack waiting there for him. Like, this is long-form gameplay from Tempest. Long-form, well-thought-out, trap-style gameplay. Doing exactly what the trapper does, right? It's not just the literal traps in the skill tree, but it's the metaphorical, it's the you know, the actual act of mentally trapping your opponent, making them think you're doing something else. And that's the phase we see Tempest in right now. Who got vamped to phase 2 before the duel started? Doombringer. I'm pretty sure it was Doombringer. The duel hadn't even started. It was for the famous clip. Do you remember the famous clip that other Discords use in their soundboard, where I say, last time I'm gonna say it, shut the fuck up and duel. I think they might have peeked out into round 1, noticed they weren't hostile after 10 minutes, started making some changes. Yeah, I got him to phase 4. I was pretty impressed with it. It was his Sin versus my Din. It was 4-2. I got him to phase 4. I counted it as a mental win against Vamp the Champ, even though it wasn't on paper. Mentally, that was one of my best duels ever. I got Vamp to phase 4, and I took 2 rounds from him. You have to count the wins against Vamp, and it just by the number of rounds, all right? Yeah, I was impressed. Yeah, life tapped to full 5 to 8 times at least. He was so pissed. He was so pissed. Like, I would be fucking 1. He's looking for a mind blast. A fucking arrow connects with him, and it's just like 25%. Another arrow, 50, 60%. He's like, what the fuck? Yeah, and I still lost 2 Gators. I think I tapped the full 20 times, still lost. It was, yeah. The Din win percentage versus Druids is very low. All right. We have limited tap since then, all right? Just want to point it out. Tap has been limited. Has not been banned. Only banned against Barb, because it's just miserable. Yep. Yeah, that was... I thought I was going to take it from Vamp. I thought it was going to be the best win of my life, dude. I thought I had what it took. But Vamp was just good. He started doing exactly what Tempest is doing here, right? Tempest was getting a little frustrated, I think, with Lamp's playstyle. But then he adapted to it, right? Like, and what he's doing is he's setting these traps up. He's reading his opponent, and he's setting these traps up where he knows he's going to be, and he's positioning himself into this spot where one of 2 things is going to happen. Lamp is like, where are you? I'm going to go look for you. And now Lamp is even giving up on that. He's like, I don't even want to look for you. I know that I'm just going to smash into 5 stacks of traps. Like, you know, he's confused. Like, that's gonna happen, or Tempest says MFing. Fucking, or he's gonna position himself into a spot where it's like, okay, it makes Lamp feel as though he's got a safe out. I can go over here. I can work around him this way. But come to find out, that's where Tempest set the traps. Yeah, the only reason we limited it is because it was so miserable. Like, it was honestly, as a Din aficionado, right? If you could call me that, like the best Din that can't do the 3-piece. I'll take that fair title. That is a fair title. The best Din player that can't do the 3-piece. Okay. Even that, which is the perfect opinion for this. Even then, I thought Exile was a little too much. Was just a little too much tap. Like, it didn't mean I was going to win the duel, but the duel was unnecessarily going to last a very long time. I wasn't going to win, but it was going to be a while. Oh, it's fine. I don't think it makes a huge difference. It just makes them, like, think of it in the spirit of getting through duels, right? It makes them long. Now we see Lamps trying to stay on the outside, getting frustrated by Tempest here. He's not sure what to do. He's very low. Tempest could probably Mind Blast PK, to tell you the truth. Like, but it's hard to tell exactly what Tempest is at. We're not 100% sure what his life total is. He could be low as well. So it's interesting. Now Tempest in this corner. Lamp cautiously approaching. Lamp trying to throw down these CTs. Oh, Tempest says he's 1. Yeah, so Tempest is 1. So both of these guys are extremely low. You're seeing very cautious gameplay from these guys. Like, everything on the line here. If Tempest wins this, he gets it. So that's why Lamp is just like, all right, I can't lose this, man. I'm on a winning streak. You're seeing this competitive gameplay. These guys at the top trying to finish it out, trying to feel each other out here. And now you're seeing Tempest try to take advantage of that longer range that the Traps has. And there it is. Finishes up, not even on screen. Don't even know where. Oh, he was MFing somewhere. Just had those traps there just in case. And there it was, the win from Tempest. Yeah, that becomes very interesting. It's certainly a frustrating duel because the Blizz has less range, but Blizz hurts so much too, right? Like, and that's the thing. So when both players get low, you see that sort of vamp style gameplay, which is understandable, right? This is what I'll say. It's never fun to duel a cold sorceress, right? Because, man, they can just drop that Blizz down on you. It hurts so much. But at the same time, like, there's a bit of strategy to it that I gotta say, it's refreshing to see someone like Lamp play it. But at the end of the day, you're a cold sorceress. And sometimes you gotta go into cold sorceress mode. It's just how it is. It's the unfortunate things. It's one of those iconic skills, right? It's one of the iconic skills of the game that is just an unfortunate truth. Same thing with Cold Mastery. I really wish Cold Mastery worked like all of the other masteries in the game. The Fire Mastery that boosts up the fire damage. The Lightning Mastery boosts up the lightning damage. Cold Mastery just reduces your opponent's resistance to cold. It's stupid, right? It works so much differently. Forces a whole different setup on your opponent. Would just be nice if it worked the same. But unfortunately, it doesn't always work like that. But regardless, holy shit. Muchez carrying through. My dude. I can't even believe this, bro. We see this because we're from the future. All right? But this is insane. Muchez. He says, first of all, big cheers to you, brother.
Ban Blizz.
Muchez with a $100 dono. Bro, you are too kind, my dude. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much, dude. It has been a pleasure to be here with you tonight, to watch you duel. I can't wait to see you back at the top. Something tells me Muchez gonna figure this out, and Dazer's going down. But most importantly, I wish we could. It's just too iconic. It's I don't have fun with it either, okay? I don't have fun dueling Blizz, but it's like multi-shot. It's just too iconic. It's too iconic. You can't get rid of it. It's just too in your face. It's too much part of Diablo 2. But trust me, I wish there was a way. I wish there was a way. And I see you too, Sound. But first of all, another big cheers, Muchez. Thank you so much, brother. Can't believe that. He even says he'd do it if Lamp won. Lamp didn't win. Bro, I can't believe that. That's nuts. Too kind, brother. I see you, Sound. He says raise cold stack. We technically did. So we're in the future, so that'll come in a bit, Sound. But we technically did. So if you take the lower cold stack, if you take the 40% 315, you can take a lot of blizzes, especially if you're a Sin. But the problem is, not a lot of Sin players are willing to give up their 102 cast. Which they're like, oh, I'm going up against a sorceress. I need the cast. I need to be able to chase. I need to be able to blah, blah, blah. Just give it up and watch the difference. Like, it's crazy.
Raise cold stack.
Yeah, raise cold stack, he says. Technically, we have. At the top of the ranks, it didn't change. It's like 410 with no absorb. But if you go down like one tick, it's like what, 370 with 20 or 315 with, it might be 375. I'd have to double check. Nobody uses the mid tier, but 315 with 40 Sorb is insane. Like the only class that can't use it is the Druid, but they have the Cyclone armor to protect them. They have the lowest cold stack restrictions because of that. But like, technically we did. Anytime I go up against a cold sorceress, anytime, regardless of the character, 40 Sorb, 315 stack. It makes like this Din can tank 6 or 7 blizzes with that setup, which like, sure, you're still shooting in there and you're probably still gonna run into the same shit, right? That's the problem. That's why it's more like, I would almost see it like Muchez, ban blizz, right? Because you're always gonna find yourself in that spot. No matter what the cold stack rules are, the blizz sork's gonna, unless they're just asinine high and they're not doing any damage, you're always gonna see the cold sork get into that spot. They might be low, they might get their opponent low, their opponent's gonna back off. It almost doesn't matter. We've seen it before. So like, this just gives the cold sork the ability to get the job done. If it happens, it happens. But the 315-40 is certainly the best setup. I think not enough people know it. Yeah, that's from the max life though. So it works a little different when you have 40 Sorb and 315. Your first blizz is gonna do like 2k. The second blizz is gonna do 1. The third blizz is gonna do 500. And like it keeps going down like that. To the point where when you get really low, it just works like that. Like it doesn't do much damage like as you get lower. It's really weird. I don't know why it works that way, but it just does. Like the first blizz hits the hardest. And then they all hit progressively less. We've seen it live in the DFC. I believe DFC 99 we saw it. Like I think it was the first blizz would do 1800, the next blizz would do 9, and then like 400, 500, like, and it just progressively goes down to eventually it just reaches this point where it's always going to do damage. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy shit. But boys, wow, what an incredible night of fights. Like this has been insane. I can't thank you guys enough. Big shout out to Muchez, man. This has been crazy. The support means a lot. I cannot believe it, man. This is 100 episodes of DFC Unlimited on top of the 3 seasons of DFC before we started this up. I never would have thought we would have got to 100 episodes of DFC Unlimited. I thought this was bound to be given up on eventually, right? But we're here, man. You know, honestly, the rules aren't perfect. The game ain't perfect. Some of the skills suck. Some of the classes are miserable to duel against. But you know what? When you take it all in stride and we look at all of, you know, the D2 being the best PvP ARPG in existence, it's like you take the bad with the good. And thankfully, there's been people like us that have showed up every week for this, shown support for the cause, some with a lot of support, such as Muchez tonight. Another big cheers to you, brother. And keep the spaceship alive, keep the dream alive, keep DFC alive. Bros, thank you so much for joining me for DFC 100. Sorry about the interruption in between, but I'm glad that we came back. We got it going. We finished the event. What an incredible event, man. This has been my favorite one so far. Big thanks to you guys. Really appreciate you. We'll see you in the Discord if you're not already there. Check the link down below, the description here. We always have a link to that. And the fight card in case you're watching it later, you want to see what's going on. But wow, thanks again, guys. We will see you guys probably not next week. It's ladder reset next week. So we might skip a DFC or possibly do it early. We might possibly do it early. All right? Be on the lookout. We'll figure it out. We might do it Wednesday night. All right? Before the ladder reset. I hate missing my DFCs, man. This is like the highlight of my night. It's the highlight of my week. But yeah, be on the lookout. We'll figure it out. We'll play it by ear. All right? But regardless, ladder reset next week. Let's kick some ass. Let's get rich real quick. Boys, thanks again. I see you, Kyle. We need a Coooley outtakes video. Farnham Coooley and maybe the Quill Rat appearance. Fucking A, every time. I gotta start reading Kyle's comments prior to reading them out loud. Fucking guy. Kyle, big cheers to you, man. Thank you so much for your generosity here tonight as well. That's huge.
We need a Coooley outtakes video. Farnham Coooley and maybe the Quill Rat appearance.
It never happened. It doesn't exist. Doesn't exist. It's not out there. Better than the fucking Super Bowl. I hear you, man. I watched a little bit of the Super Bowl and went home. This is the highlight. Bros, big cheers to you. Thank you so much again. Thank you again, Muchez. That's just super, super huge. I can't believe that. Like 120 gifted subs. 120 plus dollars. Bro, holy shit, man. And a big shout out to you, Kyle. Big shout out to Botosaurus. You guys are top donos tonight. It really means a lot. So another big cheers. We'll polish it off for you guys. Let it sting a little bit. Take care, guys. We will see you next week. Love it. This is my favorite DFC ever. Really honored that you guys were a part of it. We'll see you next week. See you in the Discord if you're not already there. Take care. Peace. See you soon. Good luck and ladder reset. I'll see you before then, though. We'll back to a regular streaming schedule next week. We'll see you then. Peace out. Have a good night, guys. Thanks again. Appreciate you. Peace.